Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crobattle. This is the 13th edition here. I'm Ezio, and I'm joined by Evoker. We got two E squared, not pi, E squared. And yeah, Evoker, say something.
What's up, guys? It's Evoker here, or Masa, as you previously know me, but I'm going under Evoker nowadays. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be commentating with Ezio over here.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing 8,000 Geese versus Egg here. So Egg with another E name. We got 3 now. And then 8,000 Geese over here looks to be half 8K ping and Minty and Little Timmy. Little Timmy, I believe, was on Ford F-150 with X-Man and Gav.
That's Ford F-150 minus me in there, bro. That's the boy.
Okay, get Minty in here. Get Minty in here. We're switching it up. We're switching it up.
I miss those guys. I love Ford F-150.
Yeah, so it looks...
What are you expecting?
We're expecting Quad Wiper. I'm going to go ahead and say it. 8,000 Geese, known for Quad Wiper. Egg, I'm kind of expecting a normal comp, except for the only thing not being normal being an Ink Rush from Allegro. But we could take a look at our maps here for a second, Voker here. So it looks to be that this is a Splat Zones only tournament. I feel like we pretty much know this from now, and that's kind of been the talk as of late as Zones only. So we're going to be starting out on Zones, Ship Shape, Cargo, and Co. What do you think about this map mode?
I think this map it's very simplistic but tricky at the same time, in the sense of, like, once you get a certain space, you really just have to hold that one area of space. It's only so many instances where you can go to where the enemy team has to, like, take that position away from you, or, like, take this angle and then they retake from there. But knowing the fact that 8,000 Geese are playing Quad Wiper, it's going to be a very interesting set. The fact that they're also running the same exact Wiper and none of them are running Zuka. But we do see a Nautilus come out, which, you know, honestly would be a great counter to this stuff, but let's see how they fare.
Yeah, we also have Respawn Punisher coming out from Mirage on that pencil, so it looks to be that we're going to be seeing trying to counter it pretty heavily as one does go down on that quad wiper team here. Gonna try and get a second one though, but the first zone cap has gone in the favor of 8,000 geese. Another one does go down on the side of 8,000 geese here. This flank from that Nautilus really paying off as 3 go down. It is just a hammer from behind. Hammer gonna try and get one. Does get one here with that hammer throw. They're probably gonna be getting some jumps in here with some assistance from mid, and it looks to be that the first ever, not first ever, but the first solid cap is going to be going over to Egg.
Now here's what gets hard for 8,000 geese because the fact they're playing quad wiper. They really have to now like throw themselves into like fights they actually know they can win here. Alego's actually going in here, choosing to stall time, but unfortunately dies right here. But with that stall time there, ooh, hold up, that hammer throw, that's sauce. That hammer throw. Don't get out that Nautilus. Get out that Nautilus. They get the zone cap back. And I think 8,000 geese now are all just going to converge onto the enemy team, not wasting any time, which makes sense because of the fact of their comp.
Yeah, 8,000 geese really wants to play aggressive to definitely play into their comp here. 2 go down on both sides here. This brush is from behind though. Gavman looking to try and get that pick onto that brush with that help of X-Men here. Brush does manage to get one jump in from Tippett, is not successful here. There is 2 on Gavman here. Looks to be Gavman has to be the man in order to win that fight and does manage to win that fight. Hammer coming out from X-Men, gonna try and get that hammer throw. Did not quite get it, but that wiper itself is going to come and clean up here. Splashdown coming out from that Nautilus, and Trizuka does get that pick on to Minty, and it looks to be that Egg is going to be able to cap the zone once again.
We haven't seen any Torp shenanigans where all of them just throw Torp at one person. Like, that's what I was looking forward to. Like, just like quad wiper just throwing like quad Torp at someone, and then they're forced to move consistently. That's actually very, very annoying. But here, we're seeing the whole team of 8,000 geese have hammer, and one of them gonna pop. Another hammer, the third hammer, oh my god. It's actually Hammer City. It's actually Hammer City. But none of them get any value. There's the fourth hammer getting popped, and the fourth hammer actually does get value. But unfortunately, that pick will not do anything for them, and now 8,000 geese has to make this last push effort because the team Egg is at 2-1, and then the game is done.
Yeah, Egg managing to take game number 1 there. Very good game there from Egg. Egg kind of just has the counter picks for Quad Wiper, right? They have that Nautilus. They have that, what's that other weapon? Pencil. Thank you. Pencil. They have Nautilus and Pencil. And also, I believe that Respawn Punisher is definitely going to help them out a fair bit, especially if you want to keep them in spawn. And the only thing 8,000 geese has is quick respawn, so that Respawn Punisher is definitely going to put a dent in their plan.
I think funny enough, 2 of them are running like Ink Saver sub, a main of that instead of QR.
Very, very interesting. So it seems like we're gonna have some more passive wipers compared to all 4 kind of just running in. But game number 2 is going to be on Hagglefish Market, and I think this one's going to be in the favor of 8,000 geese just because of how many flanks there is. Right? You can flank from the left side, you can flank from the right side, you can run through mid, and every single option is good, especially that bottom right side where you can like peek over that ledge and kind of just ledge trap. So I think this is going to be a very good map for 8,000 geese.
I think it's very interesting the fact that like when you're playing against awkward comps like this and you just have that one weapon that shuts that entire thing down, yeah, it makes it really hard. But I feel like there's a way 8,000 geese can make this into their advantage. Like, I feel like because I know the biggest threat on the enemy team is the Nautilus, if they eliminate the Nautilus, their comp can kind of just run past everyone else.
Yeah, I also wonder if we're going to see a wiper switch up, if we're going to see Zuka wiper, that brand new wiper that we haven't really seen so far with that Trizuka and Curling Bomb. I think that Trizuka would put a lot of stops in Egg's plans, especially with that Nautilus, right? Nautilus is kind of slow. It can hold its charge shot and can move back and forth in that ink, but it can only move so fast, especially if it wants to hold that charge. So, but we're getting into game number 2, and it looks to be we're going to see 1 Rusted Wiper coming out from Minty. And other than that, pretty much same things from both sides.
You know how cursed this be if we saw Wiper Deco get also pulled out? This would actually be even more cursed.
Yeah,
But it seems like 8,000 geese is not giving up the advantage. Oh, never mind. They all went 3 now. Well, they can't really do much. They can't play neutral.
They're not giving up, but it looks to be they're not in a good position either. Mirage is in a very good position, speaking of positioning here, and it looks to be that this first foothold is definitely going to be going to Egg here, and they're not going to be able to push up a little bit further out, but there's going to be a flank on this right side coming up from X-Men. Does get that pick, does get 2. That's 2 down on the side of Egg here. X-Men tried to get another cheeky pick with that hammer throw, has 3 go down on the side of Egg, and it looks to be that 8,000 Geese is going to be able to push up through zone and try and get past it a little bit farther.
Now, here's the thing about 8,000 Geese. Now they basically can just hold this position here, and they don't have to do much here, because they know if they try to do anything, that Nautilus is just going to check them. But Egg has Whale brush up, and the Nautilus actually goes down, which is actually a good pick for 8,000 Geese, as now they're able to sustain stakes even better. Zuka comes out on the side of Minty of the Rust of Viper. We actually find a pick. 2 go down on each side of the team. Hammer throw actually killing Swagger. Absolute destruction, throwing that hammer at him when he was about to retake.
Yeah, Splashdown is going to be at the ready soon for Carlos, and that one pick is going to be a little bit of a game changer here for Egg. Egg looking to try and push back into zone, does get another one. Chaizuka coming up from Swagger. Swagger going for his revenge kill, cannot quite get it here, but the assistance of the side of Egg is going to allow them to help and try and get this pick onto Gavman. Unfortunately, cannot quite get that pick. Gavman doing an amazing job kiting and holding on to area here, and here is this left side flank that I talked about, being under that ledge. Unfortunately, though, for Timbit, they cannot quite get anything from it. That hammer is going to be coming out just to stall it a little bit longer. There is not much penalty left for Egg here, and every single second is going to matter.
I feel like I don't know. When I watch comps like this, it's like 4 like they retake from that. Wow, like
Yeah.
immediate Godspeed, just run in and retake. No fear involved, no hesitation, no fear, no evil, no see no evil activity right there. And now Mirage is forced to give up this space because now the Wipers are going to be rushing towards them, but their entire team is now holding space while the Zuka is coming out. No value from the Zuka, but the brush does go down, unfortunately, to the whatever Wiper is on the field at this point. They all look the same. The one just has Zuka. Oh, but 2 of the Wipers go down. This hammer is going to get popped and get no value.
Yeah, it looks to be that 8,000 Geese is a little bit on the back foot here. Mirage gonna try and apply some respawn punisher onto Minty. Unfortunately, though, for them, their teammates kind of get that pick, but nonetheless, it is a pick. So, it looks to be that 8,000 Geese is going to be trying to hold on to the area here. They have the splashdown, they have that Trizuka, but there is a hammer at the ready. Make that 2 for 8,000 Geese. Never mind, that's 3. X-Ray going on this right side flank, popping that hammer. Does get stuck in that corner. Gets taken out by Elguero here. And they only have 2 more specials for 8,000 Geese. Popping 1. Does
that is a moment. Oh my god.
Lucky with splashdown. It's 2. Leading foot going to Egg here. It is just to the left of this right side. Coming in backstage effort here. All these jump-ins coming in. Unfortunately, though, it's too little, too late. Egg taking the set in game number 2.
Bro, Mike was kicking that entire time. Yeah, but like Ezio said, game 2 goes to Egg. Honestly, I could have seen that. I could have seen 8,000 Geese actually taking that game back. Actually, they had like good picks and they had good picks, and not only that, they actually had momentum a good amount of the time. It's just very unfortunate that when you're put into that defensive situation, you don't have really that much things to retake with except your whole like main weapons. It gets a little bit challenging for people, not for them, but they somehow managed to try to make it work. But unfortunately, it does not come out on top as Egg was able to sustain space, and not only that, know for the fact that they're running a 4 Wiper team, meaning the fact that they have to go through the Nautilus, and the Nautilus was actually doing their job and checking them.
Yeah, the Nautilus did an amazing job there. Very good kudos out there for Carlos, sorry. And it looks to be that we're going to be heading on to a short little break so we can get ourselves really set up here for Winners Round 3. You guys don't want to miss anything. Me and Evoker will be back. E Squared is going to be back. You guys don't want to miss a single thing.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, fellas, to Crobattle. We are now in our second set of the night. We have Lego Fortnite versus Eternity. Lego Fortnite is a gigantic group of people. So I'm just gonna say that a gigantic group of people. And then we have Eternity, which has pretty strong players on it. Actually, we have Plus, who I think recently came back, and then now
Yep.
we have Maya. I don't remember the other two. I probably fought them before, and they're good. But I'm not here alone. I'm obviously here with Ezio.
Yeah, I'm always here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie. I'm not always here, but I am here for today. And I did want to mention something. Lego Fortnite and Eternity both are kind of like established teams. Well, not okay. Eternity isn't an established team, but it's a team that is looking to be made with Plus, Ammo, and Rayu. And I think they're looking for a fourth now. And that Mia might be a tryout or something. I'm not sure. But Lego Fortnite looks to be that they're making their return after a little bit while, so it looks to be we're going to be seeing pretty normal comp coming up from Lego Fortnite, except for that B roller, and Eternity looking to have that Zimmy, which has kind of been on the rise lately, just because of the amount of paint and bubble being so strong. And immediately off of opening, Eternity is going to be able to take the first little advantage here, getting that pick onto that slosher, getting two, but that's actually two down on the other side as well. So Eternity is just going to try and hold on to area and hold on to literally any space they can have. Three go down though on the side of Eternity here, so it looks to be that Lego Fortnite is going to be able to get back into their area here. They do have the tri-strikes at the ready just to hold on to any area that they can here. These tri-strikes and the crabs are going to be popped anytime soon here. Crab tank did get popped, and here's those tri-strikes. Hammer coming out from the side of Eternity as well. Eternity looking to make their push back in here, but Floral is going to make that a little bit hard with that roller in that bubble, but never mind. Two go down. Eternity gets a third. It is just those two people left alive here that jump in from that slosher and that splash-o-matic, and they are down as well. That is a stagger on Lego Fortnite.
Really rocking the Zimmy pick. The Zimmy pick is actually nice. Like Toxic Mist, and then you also Zimmy paints a lot. And like honestly, like you would think that this comp wouldn't have that much paint, but then you have the pen and you have the mini. Viper can paint decently for itself. The only weapon that really can't paint like that is S-Blast, but I actually do like what the comp they're going with here. This is actually really nice, seeing something different. Here we're gonna see the hammer get popped out from me. I actually get a kill because the radio. Oh my god!
Gets through with the hammer.
That probably wouldn't have killed pre-patch. That probably wouldn't have killed pre-patch, to be honest. But now Eternity is pushing their advantage hard, not giving up that space. Our Zimmy has bubble, and our S-Blast is in the enemy spawn. And now they basically have the game-winning. Ooh, unfortunate snipe while popping bubble. But now here we have the players holding space over Eternity. Lego Fortnite trying to paint the right zone, which are stalling. Obviously, the crab gets popped. And now we're going to see if Lego Fortnite is able to retake this, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to retake, and the game is done. Game 1 goes to Eternity.
Yeah, game 2 going to Eternity, as you said.
You mean game 1?
Yeah, game 1. Game 1 going to Eternity in winners round 2. No, winners round 3. We skipped winners round 1. Okay, we don't know what we're talking about, I guess. But yeah, game 1 going to Eternity. Pretty confidently, I could say, at least in my opinion. Especially with it being Umami, right? Like Umami can either be a back and forth game, or it could be a very lockout heavy game like we just saw. So very well played there from Eternity.
I think the mini pick is what's really interesting here, because like it's a good thing to have someone to counter, at least, like, you know, like having that whole thing of like, oh, you know, there's a roller swimming around, all that stuff, yada yada. But then you also have, like, you know, Toxic Mist to slow them down. Your Toxic Mist in points where they want to go to, and then you have Viper being annoying, which is actually very nice. And then you have like the other ingredients to the comp. I think, like, honestly, like Eternity's comp works very well. I think I want to say against Lego Fortnite's, because Lego Fortnite's is more so, you know, everything except the roller. Like, there's Splash, there's the roller, there's the other two weapons. But Mia just getting those picks, those picks on the defense was actually super nice for them, because that allowed them to not only secure space, but to keep playing very aggressive.
Yeah, and I I think that was the key. I think that's what you just mentioned. Mia being able to play aggressive with all of this paint, I think definitely helped Eternity. And I also believe that Ammo plays very, very aggressive for Nest Blast. They run forward, they play with their AoE, but we have the counter pick now coming up from Lego Fortnite because it is now counter picks best of 5. So Lego Fortnite counter picks flat zones, obviously, on Mahi Mahi Resort here. So that first 30 ticks on the, not 30, that first 40 ticks, I got it right this time, on that zone need to go down if we want to see kind of a playable map. But after that playable map is playable, it is definitely playable for sure. I don't know if that makes sense, actually. I don't think that really makes sense, but once it gets down to 60 remaining, the map is playable and it's good. That's what I'm trying to say in simpler terms. Just the commentator thing of trying to make it sound way more complicated. But Lego Fortnite, as you mentioned, had that roller, and I think roller does thrive here, especially just because of how flat the map is, and then certain areas where you can ledge camp, right? Like roller can shark on that bottom left area in advantage and poke over the plat onto the side of Eternity. So that could be very hard to counter, and I think the only counter they really have, at least a hard counter, would be ammo on that S-Blast. So if ammo's dead, Lego Fortnite could be in a very good position very early on.
But also, I feel like when it comes to Mahi 2, it's like, how do I put it like this? It's like that and Hagglefish are like the starter maps. Like, 'cause, like there's some games where there's always that map that everyone starts off with. These two are really the big ones that people start off with because they're just very simplistic. But we're going to start the game off, and we see Double Strike actually coming out on the side of Lego Fortnite with a Carbon Roller. Now, I'm going to imagine that the game plan here is basically to just get their roller in and just supply them with nothing but amplified paint and also deal with the bubbles that are going to be popped up and stuff here. But it seems like they don't give a single damn about neutral because now Eternity was actually making their push onto Lego Fortnite, but then they decided to disengage. It's pretty weird. But they actually go 2 down here from the side of Eternity. Actually 3 down, plus is now forced to jump out due to that.
Yeah, it looks to be that Eternity is kind of just outpacing Lego Fortnite, and Lego Fortnite managing to play a little bit passive, allowing Eternity to make some mistakes, and that's kind of what's allowing them to get back in and hold on to whatever area they have. Lead flip going to Lego Fortnite here. Mia on this left side with that ultra stamp. Could be looking for an opportunity to pop it. They do pop it, unfortunately. Not much value to be found at all here. That water level is going to be dropping now, though, for the side of Lego Fortnite. Double tri-strike's going to be popped as well. Lego Fortnite looking to be in a very driver's seat position, looking for a KO coming up.
Ooh, actually, I could see that. Oh, the hammer on left side. We're not getting any value from that. Are we? Oh, actually, we might. Hold up, Mia might actually make... Oh, that was almost close. But they actually were able to cap the zone, which I think was the objective here, which they actually, you know, did a good job on. I think I like the fact of, like, oh, make the wiper hammer on the left side, so that way we can retake zone while they're looking at them, which is actually a good, smart thinking, because here now Mia has all eyes on them, and now they're able to cap zone again. And now the only person who's looking forward is the other two. But unfortunately, because that happened, Eternity now has fully wiped out, and Lego Fortnite now has map and zone control.
Yeah, it looks to be that Eternity is kind of just experimenting with their gameplay here, with Mia being from behind and the other three kind of being in the same area. It's kind of like how we see the Japanese players play, especially in that Splat World series. But anyways, as I'm saying that, Ray is proving me wrong, saying that Lego Fortnite has what they need, and they do get 2 picks here. There's only 5 more seconds left on that penalty. They also have double tri-strikes at the ready for whenever Eternity attempts to make us push in here. Ultra Stamp gonna be popped alongside that bubbler. Tri-strike's gonna be popped onto that zone just to hold onto that paint. But that Booyah Bomb gonna be doing wonders for Eternity.
Christ,
and that is down on the side of Lego Fortnite. And Eternity has yet another chance with no penalty left on that clock. Eternity is gonna try and get another pick. Cannot quite get that. Whoa! A pick there from Ammo on the side of Eternity, and Lego Fortnite looking to try and get back in. Tri-Strike's gonna be a pop there from Lego Fortnite. Lego Fortnite gonna try and get in with those Tri-Strikes here. One does unfortunately go down, and it looks to be that Eternity is just having a lot of map control here, and that makes it really hard for Lego Fortnite. But in the same breath, Lego Fortnite manages to cap that zone before it's too late here, applying a 42 penalty for Eternity. That is a big penalty to chew through here. Mia really stalling out this right side. Ultra Stamp gonna come in.
The double hammer, the actual double hammer came in clutch, and then now Eternity just said, you know what, let's kill the rest of you. And then now they all have their space. Plus is now in a very, very strong position right here. Now having all sides of control on their snipe. And now this is going to make it harder for Lego Fortnite to be able to do anything in this scenario. The wiper goes down, but we have Bubble to secure that right side space, which is actually good. So that allows the team of Eternity to be able to hold the space. So we see two sets of strikes get popped out on the zone to stall it out. However, it seems like Eternity's still going to be able to hold that zone. And Splash golden forward, unfortunately not getting anything done. And now Eternity reverses the game in their win, in their favor. Honestly, that was actually very clean when they got that double hammer. Actually really did change the momentum of that game, because you noticed that, like, when they got that double hammer, they immediately knew, like, it's push time, go, like, take the space, take advantage, take whatever we can, it doesn't matter, just take the advantage. And I really like when teams do that.
Yeah, that game kind of looked like a pendulum, right? It was once in Eternity's favor, then slowly went back to Lego Fortnite's favor, and then back to Eternity's, then back to Lego Fortnite, and then eventually Eternity came in and broke the pendulum and kind of won that game number 2 here. So Lego Fortnite's kind of on the back foot here. This is a best of 5, so they aren't out yet. They aren't out yet, Masa, and it is also their counter picks here. So their only options are Hagglefish, Inkblot, Mako, Barnacle, and Diamond Robo Ramen. How do you actually pronounce Mako Mart? Do you say Mako Mart or Mako Mart?
Mako. Mako sounds like you're... Mako sounds like you can't spell. Because where you getting the Mac from? Like, it's not... Wait. Oh my god. I'm not going in that depth of, like, English. But... because it says Mako and it's like Mako, like, you know, see if anyone's played that game. But anyway, I don't think it's called Mako Mart because that sounds really bad. That sounds like you're just being illiterate. I think it's kind of the same people that say what's called Lemuria instead of Lemuria. Where do you hear like that part? Yeah, like, it's pronounced Lemuria Hub, not Lemuria.
Oh, I said Lemuria Hub. I don't know if that's correct or not, but...
That's not correct. That's not correct at all.
Well, it's close enough. It's like me saying Museum di Alfonsino. That's the right way to say it, but no one knows how to pronounce di Alfonsino, so they just kind of say museum. So I think that's one of those scenarios from Mako Mart that a lot of people just go back and forth for. But speaking of Mako Mart, okay, I was hoping they'd make the counter pick yet. They did not make the counter pick. I was hoping it would be Mako Mart too. That would be funny.
Counter pick. I don't see motherfuckers counter picking bad maps. Not bad maps, but counter picking maps people don't know how to play on. Where's my Flounder Heights?
Okay, I don't. Hot take. Flounder Heights sucks, but we have our counter pick already from Lego Fortnite, and it looks to be it is Mako Mart. So we are going to be going into Mako Mart, and it looks to be a Zimmy coming out for Lego Fortnite. They saw how good Eternities was working out for them, and they wanted a piece of that action.
Yep, exactly. Eternity actually getting the advantage at the beginning of the game, using that S-Blast and that chip that they actually had to be provided with in order to kill the bucket very early. I realize that now we look at it, Eternity's playing way more aggressive now, because I feel like they have this motion of, okay, if you're gonna sit back and just get your roller in and not do anything, we're gonna just push you guys so that way you guys can't do that. And we're gonna do it in a way where we're not gonna feed and die to you guys.
Yeah, it looks like Eternity's kind of just playing a faster game from Lego Fortnite, but I feel like the issue can arise that we did see game number 2 of they're playing too fast. But right now, it's definitely working out for them because Lego Fortnite actually has 101 points to work through. with that penalty being over 100, and they're already pretty much at the halfway point, so Eternity's in a very good position, but Bubbler coming out from LEGO Fortnite is going to put a little bit of a dent in their plan as 2 go down on the side of Eternity here, and all 4 people are up from LEGO Fortnite. This is going to be the push that they wanted to start.
Ooh, Mia going down after getting the jump in. I think that could have been actually beneficial for them if they had it. Oh, S-Blast, cheating weapon moment. Cheating weapon moment. But hey, we have Mini holding the right side. Actually, a pretty ballsy position to take with the pen just staying right there, looking at them. However, Mia sees an opportunity that the Mini moved out of their comfort position and decides to go in with the hammer and kill them right there. Are we going to see anything from the hammer? No, we are not. But we're going to see Mia take a really, really dangerous fight here. And now Eternity is on their stagger phase. Now, they cannot basically move or do anything in this situation. They are... Oh, that is just unfortunate. The burst before you can get out. The burst before you can get out. And also getting bursted right back before he can get out. Now Eternity has one more chance to cap this zone. One more chance. They got the pick. That's the bubble. They should be able to cap this. Now they... Oh.
But they did.
We got the cap. I was kind of getting nervous when we started like just doing all that stuff.
They did manage to cap it before it was too late with the help of that big bubbler there from the side of Eternity, but as I say that, Eternity is 2 down once again. LEGO Fortnite looking to try and get another one. They do get another. LEGO Fortnite finally saying, we're seed 4 for a reason. We're going to hold on to area here, but in the same breath, Mia spiking on this left side, but again in the same breath, Mia goes down. Booyah Bomb going to be popped here from Eternity. They're going to try and push up off of this here. They don't have a pretty big penalty to work through here, so they are going to try and make the most of it. But LEGO Fortnite has it. Never mind, they don't have a Trizuka as 4-0 does go down here, but Tactical and Tri-Strikes online for LEGO Fortnite is going to allow them to try and get back in.
And here we come with the strikes that obviously cap zone here, because strikes is obviously really powerful on zone. That was a bubble war on that. Like, they both pop bubble at the same time, and I guess the Mini that popped the bubble for like last actually won that, which is actually really hilarious. Now Eternity has this position to hold right here. They basically have left stack, they basically have right stack, but they go 2 down. Unfortunately, both of the aggro weapons go down here. Now the Mini also goes down here, which is their main staple paint, main consistent paint actually, besides the pencil. Still going 2 down, unfortunately, here. Now, I think Eternity's kind of getting a little antsy, as you notice that they're kind of just, like, going in 1 by 1 and kind of just trying over and over again. But Mia actually making a distraction over here, forcing the pencil to drop. And not only that, forcing the enemy team to look at them as they're doing that drop. Because now this allows their team to get the zone back, which is actually very viable. Because even if they died there, they still got the zone back, which is actually very, very nice.
Yeah, very well played there from Mia. And like you said, it seems like they're getting a little bit antsy here. They're kind of going in one-on-one and trying to take these 1v1s, and they kind of aren't really working out in their favor. That's what LEGO Fortnite wants, right? LEGO Fortnite wants you to go in one-on-one so this roller can shark you out and get that pick. And speaking of, there's that roller coming out and does get 1 pick. Unfortunately, did get taken out before, though. And it's 2 down on the side of Eternity. This has been the story of the game here. Eternity managing to get some paint onto zone, but immediately going down. And Trizuka does get 1, and that's actually their pencil. That's their backline. That's their anchor. That's their whole support. And this Ultra Stamp is going to be coming out in the last-ditch effort from behind. Mia throwing...
That's actually nice. No, they have one more chance.
From Eternity, they're gonna try and hold on to this area. Tri-Strikes being popped from the Slosher to try and get back into zone here. 2 go down on the side of Eternity. LEGO Fortnite just holding on to paint, holding on to fights, and they managed to take game number 3, forcing it to a game number 4.
It looks like LEGO Fortnite is going to try and reverse this set, which I believe they 100% can.
Yeah, LEGO Fortnite is kind of in their rhythm now, right?
Now, what do you think they'll counterpick, knowing the fact that with their comp they're fine? I think they're going to counterpick a map that's going to be very anti-roller friendly. Like, they're going to have a map where it's like the roller can't really move much, and there's not many like areas where the roller can move. So, if you were in Eternity's position here, what would you counterpick?
If I was in Eternity's position, I would not worry about the roller. I would worry about myself. what is a map mode that favors aggression, right? Our options are Inkblot, Hagglefish, Barnacle, and Robo. Which of those 4 map modes is the best for aggro? And I think that's either Hagglefish or Inkblot. Barnacle is very good for aggro as well, and that's kind of what they're going for. They're picking Barnacle. So, like I said, they want to play a map mode that's very aggressive for them, but also doesn't really need much paint. They want a small, aggressive map. And that's what Barnacle and Dime is, and that's what they picked.
I think Eternity had the right game. I feel like the main mistake we saw from Eternity that last game was that they kind of just like fed a lot. And I think we can mitigate that feeding if we just have a little bit more patience, a little bit more coordination. I feel like while we are trying to get into that whole notion of like, yes, we must take advantage, yes, we must move in and stuff like that, there's also nuances to like stuff like that where we have to take space, but we take space in a way where we're not doing it too like carelessly, or like we're doing it in a way where the enemy team is not going to be able to react fast in time.
I think
because we saw them actually get like really good picks on their retakes. It's just that after they retook, they all just died.
Yeah, I think the difference was that Eternity before took space before they took aggro positions. That game, Eternity kind of just wasn't taking space before they tried to get picks, right? Like they would run in, die, and then respawn, and then run in and die again. They also kind of just played the same angles. I mean, I saw Mia go bottom left 3 times in a row. On the 3rd time, Sunny knew where they were going. They immediately pre-fired Mia, and Mia was dead. They need to take different angles. They need to get paint on the floor, and they need to keep playing this aggro because that was what was Eternity's favor. As we are getting into game number 4, Masa, here we go.
Now, actually, we see a bucket pick besides the S-Blast. Now, I think that's better, honestly, because now we have strikes and bucket. Well, I don't know if it's better for them. It really depends. I think, like, at least you have more... Actually, it might be better for them. But, anyways, Zimmy actually goes down on the side of Eternity. Zimmy actually also goes down on the side of Lego Fortnite. And now the roller is making its movement on the right side of the map. It's going to pop Zuka with no value, potentially getting no value. But, however, that splash damage is going to be very useful for their team to be able to finish the kills if they cannot get it. Hammer getting popped out here. Now we're sharpening the hammer. Hammer gets 1, which is on the slosher. And as we're seeing here, Ivy is just Ford actually being very, very patient, not overextending into getting a kill, because they know that if I go in here and I try and get a kill right here, I'm going to die. I'm going to die right here, and then it's going to be a problem. We pop Bubble in mid, which can actually be very, very good for holding space. But it seems like Eternity does not care, and they're going to challenge that space and get zoned back. Hammer again popped out again, 2 down on the side of Eternity, 1 side down on Lego Fortnite.
Yeah, Lego Fortnite kind of just has this driver's seat position, right? Like, this is Barnacle and Dime's specialty, this lockout. And this is kind of what Lego Fortnite is doing. They have a lot of space, so it allows their roller to thrive. They're popping Trizuka, go try and get 1, and they do manage to cancel that hammer. Very good cancel there from Floro on that carbon roller, going onto this left side, and that Slosher that you mentioned just got a pick, and that's a respawn punished pick, actually. And here's these Tri-Strikes. This is what the Slosher pick was for. Getting rid of this bubble with that Tri-Strikes. And 2 go down on the side of Lego Fortnite. Mia going up on this left side, getting this pencil out of here, and now they need to take control before they play aggro, but it looks to be that Mia is not really doing that.
Wait, who's playing Respawn Punisher?
No, it's not Respawn Punisher, it's Haunt.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, who's playing Respawn Punisher? I saw Haunt, but not Respawn Punisher.
No Respawn Punisher coming out from any team, so... If it was anyone...
we want to count Haunt.
Yeah, that's close enough. Anyway, Eternity holding on to that zone, but there is a flank with that Trizuka, and they did manage to get that pick.
Another hammer coming out. How many hammers have we seen from this set? I feel like we've seen like at least like at this time like
too many. Too many. The answer is too many. farming those hammers like it's their last life, but it looks to be that Eternity is going to be close to actually getting this lead flip here, and it looks to be that Lego Fortnite is just going to allow them to do so they can take their time and get that retake. They do get that lead here. They get one pick onto Ryu, make that two. Gonna see a third. Can we see a third? Trying to get that pick onto Mia. Mia living, getting that pick onto Floral, and now we have another fight going into this left side. Mia does eventually get taken out, but provides enough of a distraction to where Eternity can get a wipeout. Eternity's gonna be trying to push in here, but unfortunately for them, Lego Fortnite's kind of putting a dent in their plans with that pick onto Mia here. Eternity finally does look like they have map control. These tri-strikes are at the ready though for Lego Fortnite. These bombs is going to be brutal for Lego Fortnite if they want a chance at coming back in, Masa.
Yep, exactly. As Mia's now Eternity just needs to hold space, but keep that dominant position. Like keep that Oh my god.
Yeah, Slosher trade, and that's kind of what the Slosher difference was. Eternity has 10 more seconds until they make it to winners finals here. They do get that pick. Very good pick there coming out from Eternity, and Eternity managing to close out the set in a game 3. Very kind of back and forth, but not at the same time. Very well played there from Eternity, and I kind of lied. We're going to winners semis next, not winners finals, but a little bit of suspense, you know, you gotta play up the theatrics of it, but yeah. Game 4 going to Eternity.
So kill. I would be mad if I saw that. Like, that is so unfortunate. Like the little tip of the pixel of the strike killed the bucket, which was very, very crucial in that moment.
Yeah, it was very, very crucial. So, but we are going to be following Eternity actually into winners bracket semis. So. We're going to take a little bit of a break, allow our voices to catch up here. We're waiting for Pathway versus Retro Records, and it looks to be that Pathway is up 2-0. So we might not be too long, but we have plenty more action coming up. You don't want to miss it. We will be right back. Hi guys, we're back with another banger with Crobattle number 13. It is still me, Ezio, the GOAT, with Evoker slash Masa, the stinky one. We're seeing Pathway
Okay,
versus
okay, okay,
Eternity.
okay, okay, okay. Who's the same motherfucker that put ketchup on French toast? Yeah, I'm not even gonna get. Yeah, I thought. How y'all doing, chat?
Anyway, we're following Eternity with their little bit of a Cinderella run here, beating I think it was seed 5 and seed 4. So and we are going to be seeing Pathway, our seed number 1 team, the team kind of expected to win the whole thing, and they've been kind of on a dominant run lately. What do you know about Pathway?
All I know is that my boy Specs on it. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's yeah, you were on a team with Spec, right?
No, I was actually I'm like just good friends with them. Like funny enough,
Okay.
I technically was on a team with them, but I wasn't at the same time. But it still counts, I guess. But
Yeah, Spec was on Bonsai, I believe, right?
Spec was on Torrent, Bonsai, and that's it. Are you serious?
So yeah. So game number 1, we're going into Barnacle and Dime once again, and last time we saw Barnacle and Dime, Pathway Eternity kind of was the MVP there, and kind of just won the game after they were kind of locked out. They managed to get out of that lockout, and they managed to get a lockout of their own. And speaking of lockouts, how do you prevent a lockout on Barnacle and Dime, also?
Throw your body. No, I'm joking.
What?
Throw your whole entire body at the enemy team and hope they fall for it. No, I'm joking. But I mean, I don't think retake's that complicated on Barnacle. I feel like it only gets complicated when you're fighting a specific comp. I feel like that's where it gets complicated. That's just my stance on it.
What specific comp would that be?
Sit on the ledge and do nothing, special spam.
Okay, so what you're saying is, in order to retake out Barnacle and Dime, you have to just drop, hope you win your mech fight, and if you lose, say GG's, go next.
Exactly.
I don't think that's the smart decision.
Well, unfortunately, it's the just decision.
The just decision is not the just decision. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Are you sure yet?
No, I'm not sure, but I think Eternity and Pathway are going to play it a little bit different. They're going to be kind of getting their resources ready. They're kind of getting ready to... They're going to get ready to rumble before they actually rumble and fight. So I'm expecting kind of the same comp we saw already from Eternity with that Zimmy. And we're actually going to be seeing the Junior with Rapid Pro Winter and Sticker Stamper coming up from Pathway. Very kind of interesting comp, but also not unorthodox at the same time.
Yeah, neither of these comps are very that or out of the normal. I feel like, if anything, the only thing that's unique here is the Zimmy and the Junior and the Rapid, I feel like. But Pathway actually getting a very strong opener at the beginning of the game. Their mini is still alive. This man is still alive. How did he live all that? Never mind.
Okay,
he died.
They're dead now. Minor bucket on that bucket does get that pick onto that Zimmy. There are a lot of weapons being pronounced there, and it looks to be that Pathway is going to be setting up for a lockout. This lockout is going to be very crucial for Pathway, but as I say that, to go down here, a little bit of a bucket difference as Emma wins that fight here. It looks to be that Eternity is going to attempt to try and make a re-entry here. Mia popping that Ultra Stamp, gets one, gonna try and get a second, does get two. That's two down on the side of Pathway.
Oh my god, they got three because of the wall. Oh, but they died. Unfortunate.
And unfortunately does get taken out there from Spec, and two go down again on the side of Pathway. It is just fight after fight, and it looks to be that Pathway is going to be able to win it at the end of it here.
Wait, why did he jump out? Why did he jump out? No, that was free space. Why did he jump out? Come on. Anyway, back to both teams having their full bodies on the floor, besides the Slosher that just died, and the mini. That's commentator's curse. That's commentator's cursing, obviously. But now we have the hammer getting product from Mia from no value at all. We have strikes and we have bubble online, so it's actually going to be very nice here for Pathway to hold this space and not really have to do much, but just keep on the consistent pressure.
Yeah, Eternity has only capped the zone once here, and that zone kind of wasn't held on for long, and that means that Pathway kind of doesn't have the very big penalty, and Tri-Strike's going to be popped from Eternity. They're going to try and play off of this here. Unfortunately, one does go down, though, but that Slosher is not one of their main painters. This mini is still alive and very dangerous, especially with this bubble here, but there is also a bubble out on the side of Pathway. Pathway unfortunately does lose that zone here, but they are going to be trying to pave their way to victory. Carve a pathway as you will, and try and get a KO again.
The thing about this whole set is that it feels like Eternity is never in the advantage state. It feels like Pathway is more so taking their advantage and then making it their own, because it seems like Pathway has an idea of and how to like actually take space and how to take fights here. That was pretty ballsy from the mini, I'm not gonna lie with you. But he actually did get a pick, but unfortunately their pen goes down, which is actually pretty bad. And we're just seeing consistent downs from this side of Eternity. Pathway actually going 2 down, but Myers holding this space extremely well. Can the rest of the team actually play off with him holding this space? It seems like Mia is still behind the enemy team, just distracting them, actually living out and causing a wipeout because of the fact that Pathway had to look back. Because, oh my god, did they just go 2 down? Or that was just earlier?
That was earlier. So,
okay.
Eternity actually has no penalty right now, so every single tick is going to be a tick towards zone and then lead and maybe a KO. So they have a very good opportunity right now. Ultra Stamp going to be popped from Mia. They did get one, not Mia specifically, but the one does go down on the side. Pathway make that 2. Flank from Spec, popping that Booyah Bomb in the
I don't agree with that drop on the mini. I don't agree with that drop. Eternity's mini drop. I don't agree with that. I feel like we give us so much space there. Unfortunately, because of that, Pathway is going to retake actually pretty freely right here, because of the fact they got the necessary picks that I needed. Now Mia's going to be forced to reset the position because and it's not favorable at all.
Yeah, Mia kind of needs to make something happen here alongside the other members of Eternity. That pick is going to be a beautiful start, though, for Eternity. They have the Ultra Stamp at their ready, but there's only 10 more ticks before they lose the game here. Ultra Stamp going to be popped on that bubble. Does get 1. Does shred the bubble. Going to try and get a second. Can we see a second?
Oh my god. The hammers are actually paying off. The hammers are actually paying off. It doesn't matter if you die with them or not. There's always some value you can get out of hammer with cooler.
Yeah, that Ultra Stamp throw being a very crucial game-changing turn there for Eternity. They do get that pick on the Mondi as well. Pathway is in a staggering position here, but Miner keeping their ground settled here. They try and get another one, but they can't. But the teammate of Pathway comes in and cleans up here. Pathway is 2 down though once again. Eternity trying to hold on to space.
And I missed on that.
Side of Pathway, and they can't do it. Pathway cannot make their entry. Eternity taking game number 1.
That was actually very, very clean and smooth from Eternity, struggling that whole game. But then once they got their momentum, they really played their momentum. And like at the end of the game, we saw like that mist in that whole like ramp area. Like they missed the 2 key parts that they needed, so that way Pathway couldn't retake freely. And Pathway in that sequence, they just had to fight. They had to fight. They couldn't waste any time, because not only did Eternity have a low penalty, they also had their zone count literally near the end of the game. So it was very unfortunate for Pathway to get into that bad spot at the end of the game.
Yeah, they kind of were like, it was a very back and forth game until it wasn't, if that makes sense. Pathway kind of had, not Pathway, Eternity kind of had to make some Hail Mary plays in order to try and keep the zone and keep them alive. And every single time it did manage to work out in their favor. And then eventually one Hail Mary made it to where Pathway got wiped out and they kind of just KO'd off of it, right? Like, they had the momentum, as you mentioned. As soon as they got it, and they held on to it strong. Eternity did an amazing job of just holding on to space. But as I say that, Umami Ruins as the counter pick from Pathway.
I like French toast. Not with ketchup. That's nasty.
Bro, like, okay. Okay, out of every single topic, I brought up Umami Ruins, I brought up Splatoon, I brought up Splat Zones, and we go to making fun of my food decisions.
Yes, because who does that? Anyway, we'll get back into the game, because that's equated to this game. We put the right comment on it and it actually works. Anyway, now, now we're going to game 2 with Eternity and Pathway. Now in Umami, like, as Yo said, I almost forgot your name. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Anyway, truck opener on the left side, actually, like, they just went in. They said, nope, no cool, wait for cooler? What's that? Let's just go in and take fights. Well, unfortunately, they go 2 down here, but the bubble gets popped in top mid. Very strong position to hold here. And it looks like Eternity is going to be a little bit slow on the opener because of the fact that they lost crucial players at the beginning of the game. And now they are in their lockout.
Yeah, it looks to be that Eternity's kind of mistaking playing fast from feeding. They kind of keep feeding it on openings, feeding it in different positions to where they could be playing a little bit slower at the same time, but they do manage to get 3 down on the side of Pathway here. Eternity looking to push up, going to try and cap that zone, get rid of that 101 benchmark. Bubbler being popped on that down mid, unfortunately does get taken out, and they're going to be able to shred it, but Ammo comes in and gets 2. Very good double there from Ammo. Mia going to try and push up off of that, but Zekrom is saying no. Zekrom managing to get that pick. Tactical are going to be coming out, but there's actually someone from behind on Pathway. Unfortunately, does get taken out there. Eternity going to be able to cap the zone. Never mind. 3 go down on the side of Eternity, and Pathway is going to be making a re-entry.
So interesting to see the fact of, like, just consistent retakes just going on. It feels like something can happen in both sides. But on the side of Eternity, it seems like every time they get into that position where it looks hopeless, it's kind of like they send their wiper over to just, like, completely disrupt the entire flow, and it actually is working out for them, except that one instance where Junior actually shoots through hammer moment, but we see that Pathway is actually taking up further space because now they can. They're just basically taking zone now. I thought they already had zone. I guess they didn't. Cooler coming from the side of Pathway. Now they actually have their band-aid on. Now, Eternity probably will do the same thing where they're going to send their wiper to flank like we expected, and the wiper is going to get 2. These hammers are getting so much value in these.
Yeah, these hammers have been getting value, as you mentioned here, and that new hammer buff, I think, has been Mia's kind of a saving grace. But as I talk about Splatana, Spec does manage to get 2. 3 go down on the side of Eternity, and this kind of has just been the story of the game here. Pathway has just been getting kill after kill, space after space, and now they have a bubbler on Eternity's Dome Evoker.
This is actually very, very strong for them because actually not only that bubble, that means that they have to clear that now. They can't just go past it and then ignore it.
Yeah, Pathway is in a very good position here. They're kind of leading the charge on what they want to happen, and this is kind of what you want from your own counter pick, right? But Eternity needs to make something happen. They need to do it quick as the trade is coming out with Mia, and unfortunately another one does go down. That Zimmy gang taken out from Mondi on that right side here. There's only 12 more seconds left. Booyah Bomb being popped from Spec here. Gonna try and get some value off of this bubbler, but it looks to be they're not going to be able to. It's just Ammo left alive. Unfortunately, a pick is not going to be enough. Pathway, a little bit of insult to injury with that wipeout at the end. Going to be able to take game number 2.
That triple pick at the end was actually very, very unfortunate because I feel like they could have done something with that, but unfortunately, they couldn't as they go 3 down.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of unfortunate for Eternity for that triple slot there onto them, you could say. And Pathway did an amazing job of holding on to area, I could say. Like, it's like they never really lost zone for long. Every single time they lost zone, they kind of like contested it right away. And that's good, especially because it is their counter pick, right? Like, you want to have a map you know you're good at. And Pathway picked it in the previous set where they lost game to Retro Records, and they kind of just won that one as well. So you could definitely tell that Pathway was very comfortable on that map and mode, but Eternity now has a chance to respond with their own counter picks. So I'm intrigued to see what we're gonna see.
Exactly. I definitely think that the flanks were working, but I feel like at that point it was kind of slow to adapt to the fact of like my team's kind of just constantly going down. We have to do something about it, which unfortunately for me, the hammers were good, but they just couldn't capitalize off of them, which I feel very bad for in that instance. Like getting a triple kill and knowing the fact that your team can't do anything with it feels very bad.
Yeah, and like obviously there's more Mia can do. Like it's not just like, oh, Mia's teammates are throwing, because they're not. Everyone's doing their own part. But the Ultra Stamp has been a pretty game-changing thing for Eternity. As we're getting into game number 3 here, winners semifinals, 1-1 Pathway and Eternity both up a game here. And we are going to be going on to Hagglefish Market. Ryu opting to go off of that Zimmy, going into that splash. Now there is no bubbler on the side of Eternity, while Pathway has a weapon that spams.
I love the fact of like just the maps that we're getting. Wait, we do have a comp change on the side of Eternity? Oh yeah, we do. We actually see a splash. I was like, wait, there's something missing. Where's the mini?
Yeah, I kind of did mention that, but that Crab Tank immediately, not Crab Tank, that Splash gonna try and immediately get a pick onto Pathway, as Pathway is really in the area of Eternity as 2 go down, but in the same breath, Mia gets 3. It is a one-on-one here, a bunch of jumps in here. Here's that Ultra Stamp we've been talking about, gets 2 jumping kills here, gonna try and get a third, trying to throw it onto that pencil, does get that pick, and is 3 down on the side of Eternity though, just plus left alive, unfortunately does get taken out. Mia with that jump in and a little bit of hope trying to do something, but unfortunately could not do that. Pathway going to be pushing up once again.
Exactly. I think one big flaw Eternity has is just their retakes are very like haphazardly. They feel like I feel like Eternity, like they're good, they're getting good picks and they're getting value. But what's the good value when your value kind of just goes out the window because Pathway is just answering back so easily. It's like Pathway has the ability to adapt off the situation faster than the enemy team, which is actually very nice. Because you want to be able to have that we had a one-on-one stare down with the pencil and the junior. That's something you don't see. And the pencil actually goes down to I almost said wiper. But to the stamper. And then we have the splash actually going in here, getting a pick. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough as it seems like Pathway is going to easily clean up this game.
Yeah, Pathway, it seems like they have gotten into their rhythm after that game of Umami Ruins, right? Like, after game 1, they realized, okay, we have to lock in. We have to figure out what's our issue. And I think they figured it out. And Eternity now needs to figure theirs out. And I think it's them kind of just feeding on retakes, like you mentioned. Like they kind of just don't have a plan. They just kind of run in and drop. They must have been listening to you on that Barnacle game where you said that the retake needs to be just dropping in and feeding. I think they're listening to you, and I don't think that's good.
No, but it's not the vine. I can't say the vine because it's not going for it's not the vine. It's all about it's about doing it for, the entertainment, bro. Not everyone can sit back and just press specials. Not everyone could just sit there and spam specials.
It's all
you ever watch New Meta? Do you think they do that? Nope.
No.
Nope.
I think the difference is that New Meta kind of has a plan when they run in and feed. Eternity kind of doesn't really have a plan. And like their plan, okay, they definitely have a plan, but it's not one that's working out, and they need to figure out a new one quick as they go into their counter pick of Mako Mart Splat Zones.
Can you get a different commentary? I'm not listening to this. He said Mako. I'm done.
No, we're going into Mako Mart next. Splat
Okay,
Zones, of course, because it's all Splat Zones. And best of 5. So Pathway looking to close out the set. Eternity looking to continue their Cinderella story through the light of winners side here, looking to try and go into winners finals, try and get to that dance, you could say, at the end. But
yeah, I think Eternity. Go ahead, my bad. I thought you were finished talking.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Eternity has a chance. Like, I think genuinely they have a chance. They just need to adapt to the fact that, you know, they kind of just have to, you know, play retake better.
I think Ryu as well is going back to their comfort pick now that they're kind of losing games, because at least in my opinion and what I know, Ryu is a splash player, not a Zimmy player. So I think we're seeing a little bit of comfort picks coming out from Eternity to try and win some games here with that Slosher and Splash, but never mind, they're all dead. Good job.
But all my teammates are dead. But I still think that, like, Mako Mart is a very... I feel like, if anything, Eternity and Pathway are kind of picking maps. Like, they're kind of picking maps where both their comps succeeded. Because they both have ledge pressure and weapons, more so on the way of Pathway. Eternity has an easier time taking face. But it seems like now, the hammers are not getting any value. The Stamper actually goes down on the side of Pathway. But then we see 2 down on the side of Eternity again. The same song and dance happening where we see Eternity get 1 pick, but then they end up taking a take 1 step forward, 2 steps back mindset. But they have an actual cap on the zone. It was actually almost a 0 to death, but no, it is not actually a 0 count all the way to the game. It now is an actual fight back. Unfortunately, the Splash cannot get out of that bad position that they put themselves in, but they're holding this space in order to make sure that Pathway doesn't actually get the cap back. But it looks like Pathway is actually going to get the cap back.
Yeah, the prophecy so far has been coming true. We're halfway through Pathway's push. Eternity makes a Hail Mary play and gets the zone cap, but can't make another one. So we're gonna see if this prophecy comes true once again. As Mia tries to get that pick onto Mondi. Mondi doing, like you said, a song and dance, managing to get that pick. 2 go down on the side of Pathway, but Zekrom cleans up that kill onto Ammo here. 2 are down on the side of Eternity once again. Ryu playing aggressive to go try to get that pick onto that pencil. Unfortunately could not. They have tri-strikes, but there's only 10 seconds left. Ammo needs to pop these tri-strikes if they want a chance, but no, they get taken out by Spec, and Pathway manages to cleanly take game number 3. Every single game that Pathway played, they played it to their expertise.
Exactly. They didn't leave no room for error, which they played that really well, honestly.
And like I said, every single game Pathway won was kind of the same. Like, it's the kind of you close your eyes type thing, that meme, where every single game they won, Eternity had to make 1 Hail Mary play if they wanted to win the game. And every single time they successfully did it, but they never got to be able to recreate that success because it's a Hail Mary play. But I think we go to a little bit of a break because we're going to be following Pathway versus Seed 14, who managed to upset Parasol. So we will be right back with Winners Finals. You're going to see another Cinderella story here soon.
I got nothing. Not joking. What's it called? What's up, guys? Welcome to Winners Finals of Crobattle Royale. This is actually a very interesting set because we have Seed 1 making it to Winners Bracket Finals, which is, you know, something that's obviously expected. But then we got a little bit of a surprise here. Seed 14 upsetting Parasail to get up to here. In fact, not only that, upsetting Seed 3, 6, and 2. Very nice feat for them, as they're going to be facing against Pathway, which is the #1 seed in this tournament.
Yeah, they're gonna be playing against Pathway, and I'm still Ezio, by the way. Mousa didn't say I was here. I'm still.
Who
Ezio.
are you? No, joking.
I'm still Ezio. Boss is still Bosses. Slashing both here. Whatever. But yeah, Pathway versus Yay Peld. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think that's right. Is that right?
Yay! I was thinking pellets. Like, is it pellets?
Maybe. It kind of looks like Pell and then Jizz.
We didn't get paid to learn names. Anyway, let's get into the match.
Yeah, it looks to be that Yay Pelts is. I'm just gonna say Yay. Looks to be that Yay is gonna opt to go with that triple burst bomb comp, and they're playing very aggressive off of it. It looks to be that Yay is playing a very chip heavy aggro comp, and it is really working out in their favor here. Melomania not touching the map, so it's black. Thank you. Crab Tank being copped here for the side of Yay, and they're playing very aggressive, and yeah, like I mentioned, very chip heavy. So this triple burst bomb is doing wonders for them so far, and it looks to be that the water level is most likely going to drop into what? There it is.
I feel like here, I find it interesting that we just died to strikes. But I find it interesting that we died to strikes. Yes, sir, but that zip is dead. Unfortunate. Yeah, actually, that's a good opening for, I don't know how you say that. I'm gonna just say Yay. I'm gonna just say Yay. But Yay has an actual very good beginning start of the game. Actually, at 52, which is actually not that bad. They actually started giving Pathway that whole, like, shook factor of, like, oh, wait, they're fighting us. This is not good. But it seems like their response back is to fight better.
Yeah, Pathway's kind of back in that position with Eternity, where Game 1 is very close and very back and forth here. So, but they're looking for a different outcome here, as they do get the lead by 1 point. So Pathway now has the lead, and Yay is gonna opt to try and just play a little bit more slow here on this left side, getting some paint down on the floor. As 2 actually do go down, Tactical, they're gonna be popped as well, gonna allow them to play and hold their positions as long as they can. They can get that quick jump out and that quick respawn as well from it. And 2 go down, and then they're back fast because of that Tactical, or never mind, they did not grab it. As 2 go down on the side of Yay and make that 3. Yay, unfortunately, going to be losing zone here.
Every single time I hear Yay, it's like Yay. Like, Yay! 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 Oh, we died.
Yay, we're dead!
Yay, we're dead! We're all dead! Yay! We come back! Yay! But I think both these teams are actually holding their own against each other. I feel like when it comes to Pathway, we've known them for having a dominant push or like a dominant defense, but it seems like Yay is not really letting that happen. It looks like they've known, like, okay, against these people, we need to actually take the advantage, take the space. We cannot allow them to breathe because we know that they're actually going to contest us on that space. We drop with Crab here and we got a kill? Wow. That is
gonna get a second.
That is very risky. But it actually worked out, as we are able to get very crucial, important picks over here. Miner is behind the enemy team. Now he is able to jump out. That is actually a good jump up for Miner, so that way he could be able to save himself. And Stamper's on the right side of the map, fighting the Edit, and the Edit cannot contest that.
Yeah, Edit gonna try and get that pick as they look to try and get that lead, but try strikes and picks are going to put a dent in their plan here, as Pathway is going to be able to get that zone once again. They do have that Booyah Bomb and Bubbler at the ready. They do pop both of those resources as the Crab Tank's going to be popped from Yay. Yay's Crab Tank, not much value going to be found, and they do actually get taken out in that Booyah Bomb here, and it's also getting taken out. That's 3 down on the side of Yay here. Pathway looking to close out this game here, as the Stamper is going to be going into mid. Unfortunately, does get taken out here. Yay is very, very staggered here, and it looks to be they're going to go down again. Only 10 more ticks left until Pathway takes game number 1 here. There is some desperation attempts coming out from Yay, but it's too little, too late. Pathway taking game number 1.
I feel like Yay actually had a very, very good beginning, and then their middle was actually good too. I don't think they actually did that bad. I think they actually did really good, honestly. I think there's obviously mistakes here, yes and there, but there's always some of those mistakes going into the second game, as it is a best of 5.
Yeah, best of 5, and also counter picks, right? We saw counter picks last time, so it's counter picks this time, and that means it's Yay's counter pick, right? So we're going to probably be seeing something of their map modes, because last set, actually every single map was picked by both sides, funnily enough. So before the tournament, each team picked 6 maps, and Pathway and Eternity actually picked the exact same 6 maps. So there wasn't much variety, but Yay has a couple different ones. They have Humpback Pump Track, they have Undertow Spillway, and I think that's the only difference. So we might be seeing one of those 2 map modes come out for Yay, because they're not really the most common ones. And yep, we do see Undertow Spillway as the counter pick.
Finally, some map more diversity.
Yeah, as our streamer saying, the big 6 are Haggle, Mahi, Mako, Umami. I don't know what BD is, and Robo Ramen. So Dime. So they're picked by over 50% of the teams. So that's kind of crazy.
I think we should add some spice to our variety of life. You know what I mean? Add a little bit of it's actually funny. I haven't seen any team pick Urchin in this tournament, and that's really funny. Maybe we should add some, some Scorch Gorge, some of those zones that you don't see, Actually, that's very valid. Imagine going to a zones only tournament, right? And you're expected to play all the really, really good zones map, and then you find a team that on their thing they kind of pick E-Tail Alley, and you're just like what? Because it work against you. Anyway, we have a switch from V-Splash to Neo Splash now.
Yeah, pretty interesting switch here from Yay Pels. That kind of gets rid of a lot of their chip damage that they kind of were working with off of opening, that kind of allowed them to get a little bit of a jump on Pathway. But as I say that, Pathway's kind of getting the jump on Yay here, as 1 does go down, but Tactical are going to be popped here. 3 actually go down. Last is kind of stuck at Tri-Strikes, unfortunately having to throw those away, not getting much value off of them. It does get taken out, not taken out, but still back to spawn. And Pathway is looking to hold a pretty good push here. And I think that this Stamper duel, it kind of shows the state of the meta right now, right? It's a lot of 1v1s, but it's also a lot of fighting as well. As Trisuka does try to get popped from Drag, unfortunately not able to do so. And it looks to be that Zone Cap is going to stay in the favor of Pathway here. But Zipcaster is at the ready for Yay, so they might be able to play off of this. Never mind, they're dead.
No, they're dead. They're all dead. They're all dead. Except the Carbon. He's alive.
Not for long. Yep, there we go.
I should never say anything. I should have not said anything about that. Never mind.
There's only 25 more seconds though for Pathway. Pathway needs to hold onto this area here. B just gonna try to shark it, try to find an opportunity, but Pathway not making it easy, not allowing much opportunities. But Miners making an opportunity here in this top left side to try and get, but no, they actually managed to win that very unfavorable fight here. Gonna try and pay the zone. They actually managed to cap it before it's too late. Yay, managing to get some points on the board. Actually, never mind, they went into debt. They're actually at 101. But they have to pick onto Zekrom and they unfortunately are probably going to get camped here. But never mind, they get Bondi, and they are no longer in debt.
Bro saw that junior and said, nope, I'm not getting killed here.
I wish I could say that in real life situations.
Nope.
Nope. I wish I could say that in real life situations of they're no longer in debt.
They're no longer in debt. They paid off their debt. Here we got Zip coming out on from Echo, actually. This actually, I don't know how I feel about the Zip. I feel the Zip was more so used for, like, just a stall time. Which, if it was for that purpose, then I do agree with that. I feel like, though, we could have got that kill on the pencil. That's just me.
Tri-Strike's gonna be pop there. Tri-Strike's gonna be pop there from Yay. Gonna try and play off of it. Unfortunately, cannot quite do that as two go down, though. Pathway looking to try and make their pathway back in here. Gonna try and get that pick on a Drag. Drag Living actually providing a lot of attention onto them. Unfortunately, though, forced to jump out. Technical are gonna be online for Pathway. Pathway gonna try and push up a little bit further into zone. Try and get some picks. Try and cause a little bit of a stagger. But 2 resources, 3 resources at the rate for Yay. Unfortunately, Zipcaster does get canceled. And these Tri-Strikes are gonna get some value and get a kill on Demandi.
I understand why they picked this map now, because it actually is favorable for Carbon on this map. A lot of terrain, like a lot of awkward terrain for them to move around in, and besides, Carbon can actually play with that very well. Gotta pick what I believe. I didn't see what they died to exactly. The Carbon's behind them. I don't know if they even know that he's behind them.
Yeah, Carbon going from behind, gonna try and get that pick out of the pencil. Unfortunately, cannot quite do that. They don't really have much paint on them, but they have a Trizuka. They pop it. Try to get one. Does get one onto Bondi. That's a crucial pick. Bondi's a lot of their paint for the side of Pathway. Drag actually managed to get past here. Zekrom does not know Drag is here. Drag gonna try and get that pick on his Zekrom. Whiffs, but does manage to eventually get it and actually gets the jump back out. Very good play there from Drag. That could put them back in it here because there is not much time left. They need to do something and they need to do it quick. Tri-Strikes being popped onto the zone. They do manage to cap it, so it allows them to have another chance at life here. And Yay is going 3 down, actually a wipeout. They need to make the most of this second chance.
I think here, like, it's just, I feel like here, like, when you're, like, in this situation where it's like, oh, we gotta cap zone fast, we gotta cap zone fast and stuff like that, and you're, like, just struggling to cap the zone. Because you know the enemy team is going to play really fast into this. Like, look how fast Pathway's playing against this when they have their advantage. And now they're all forced to drop. Can they get any side of the zones? No, they cannot. Not in time, unfortunately. As Pathway is going to take game 2 on the map that Yay actually counterpicked on.
But they're not down, right? Okay, well, actually, that's a lie. They're down, but they're not out, right? Like, they still have game number 3. They still have game number 4. Like, they have chances of coming back here, but Pathway looks so dominant. They have the momentum. They have won every single set up until now. Same as Yay, and I would argue Yay has a lot of momentum, but they're down 0-2, Masa.
They can make the comeback. It's happened before.
It has happened before, but it's going to be a steep hill to climb. But speaking of hills to climb, Humpback Pump Track is probably the map we're going to be seeing. It hasn't been picked just yet, but I'm expecting to see that one being picked next because it is their other unique ones. So
I think Humpback is very nice for them because of the roller. Just very, very much the roller.
Yeah, the roller is like you said, it's the roller's good map mode because obviously, you're gonna pick map modes that are good for your comp, right? Like, they're not gonna pick a roller, they're not gonna pick a map that's bad for Carbon. Like, why would you do that? So, obviously, Humpback's gonna be good. Obviously, Undertow's gonna be good, but you also want the other players to feel comfortable as well. Like, you're not gonna pick a Carbon map that's completely useless for every other person. But speaking of Carbon maps, we're going into Mako next.
You said that shit on purpose. And also, what you mean you not go count? Listen, if I'm gonna counter flick 400 heights against my opponents, because they better know how to flex the edit. They better know how to flex that edit, flex that tri-slash shit. I don't care. If you don't, then too bad. You're getting flanked 24/7, buddy.
Yeah, and I kind of want to take a little bit look at the other side of the bracket, the loser side here. So if we're taking a look at the other side of bracket here, is Retro Records versus Parasol 0-0 right now, and Egg versus Gohan Aura. Egg is currently up 1-0, and Eternity is waiting for them there. Lego Fortnite actually getting upset against this prank. Gonna be crazy. Seed 9, so fortunately, Lego Fortnite will not have their run back on stream, but yeah. We're getting into game number 3, Masa.
Game number 3, yes sir. With no comp changes. I don't think they changed their comp at all.
Yeah, I don't think there has been a comp change at all from Pathway. It's kind of just like Pathway has their weapons, and they stick to them. They're confident in these weapons. Miners literally has bucket in their name. Like they know their weapon strengths and weaknesses, and they're playing their one tricks pretty good here. But looks to be that Yay is going to be going back to that V-Splash and switching to that Sticker Stamper. That Sticker Stamper Ditto is actually paying off for Pathway right now, as they managed to take the first cap, and they have quite a bit of paint on the map and quite a bit of resources actually. Does get one, gonna try and shred this Booyah Bomb, does shred it, that's 2 down again on the side of Yay. This is a massacre, Masa.
Exactly, massive curve. In fact, Spec's on their plat now, and they have to. Oh my god, just
this is
straight up killed him.
Yeah, this is kind of just Mako Mart for you, right? Like it can be very back and forth, but it can also be like this. Spec is just kind of destroying the other team. Spec is just getting one after one, kind of like a Chainsaw Man. They're playing Chainsaw Man, basically. There's only 15 ticks left on that zone. Yay needs to do something. They need to do it quick here, but they're in a very bad position, and it looks to be that Pathway is going to cleanly take game number 3 on Yay's counter pick. And Pathway going to be able to go into grand finals on the winner side in a very comfy position, Masa.
Yep, very comfy position.
So, congratulations to Pathway. We are going to be seeing Yay once again when we get back to losers bracket finals, but we're going to take a little bit of a break. The loser side's actually kind of a little bit behind, so we're going to be going into losers bracket round 6 instead of even semis. We're going to round 6. So we're going to be back. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be seeing the run back of Eternity versus whatever team wins between Gohan, Aura Farming, and Egg. We'll be right back. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. I hate you.
Did you even click the video?
No, because I know the video. I sent it to you. Yeah. Masa, I literally was the one who sent you this video like 2 years ago.
I know. But did you see the new version of it?
I didn't watch it, and I don't. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crobattle number 13. Yes, 13. I'm Ezio, and I'm still joined by Masa. Masa, say hi.
Hello,
Yeah,
I just got
Masa
back.
dipped.
I just got back.
Masa's back. Okay, Masa's back. I was gonna make a funny bit saying Masa's actually gone. But anyway, we're seeing Eternity once again versus Gohan or Affirming for the first time this tournament. And yeah, yeah.
We have actually some very well-known names from both these teams. Herman, who is a very good ink brush player from the team Sweet Tooth. We have Atlas, who I think is coming back to the game. And then we have Jay, who came back. But we also have on the other side the team that's been doing, very well, which is plus Eternity. You know what? I'm gonna just say Eternity. Eternity, both these teams have been doing really well. They've been getting upsets across the board. Seed 7 beating Seed 3 and Seed 6, while Eternity has been beaten Seed 4 and also almost at Seed 4 and Seed 5. So both these teams have something to prove.
Yeah, and Eternity did have a pretty close set against Pathway, which is our seed 1 that's sitting comfortably in grand finals. Gonna have to wait a little bit because we still are in losers round 6. Yes, losers round 6, best of 3. We're hoping to get it done quick so we can get this tournament a little bit more on track for you guys after that a little bit of a help desk issue at the start of the tournament, but. They see Eternity versus Gohan Aura Farming, and I think game 1 is going to be on Mako Mart Splat Zones. Obviously, it's Splat Zones because it's the Splat Zones only tournament, but Mako Mart again. Okay, Mako Mart again. Masa left me again. So Mako Mart, we saw this earlier with Eternity, and Eternity kind of played it pretty well. And I'm hoping to see that they play it well again. I'm also hoping Gohan or Farming plays it well. I'm hoping to see a close set, and a close game 1 would be a good way to start. We're actually seeing the Vanilla Nautilus coming out from Eternity. Moss has still left me. Okay, and Dart Daniel does not have a dart, so we're seeing Dart Daniel, aka Bubbles, back onto that pencil, so... We have been seeing Bubbles play 96, like the Claws one a little bit lately, but has finally switched back to their pencils, so... Hermit going on this right side does get picked. That's actually 2 down on the side of Eternity. Make that 3 is just plus left alive on that pencil here. It looks to be that Gohan Aura Farming going to be pushing up off of this here. Tactical are going to be popped, allowing them to play a little bit more aggro here, but this Nautilus on the right side putting a little bit of a dent in Hermit's plans here. Whale going to be popped as well. They're going to try and push up off of this. And Eternity looking to try and make a re-push with that Crab Tank and that Ultra Stamp.
Mom needed her fish sandwich. Sorry, guys. I'm back. But I think what makes this matchup so interesting to me is the fact that they're fighting against Nautilus, which I don't understand the pick, really. I mean, like, there is a brush and there is a splash with short range. There's 2 short range weapons, but wouldn't you favor the Zimmy a little bit more? I don't know. I feel like in this instance you would favor the Zimmy more because at least you have Bubble and stuff like that. Here you have Point Sensor Rain, which not too much on Rain. We don't diss Rain in this household. But Gohan actually has a lot of control here. Not giving up the space, but unfortunately they have to, I believe, here because they have gone 2 down. In fact, I think they gone 3 down at that point.
Yeah, Eternity gonna finally make their push here. They finally got points on that board. They're gonna try and get more, try and get that lead down, try and get that KO down. But Booyah Bomb gonna be a little bit hard for Eternity. They're gonna try and push up off this alongside those killer whales here. Those killer whales are doing a killer number though, as 2 go down on the side of Eternity, but 2 are down again on the side of Gohan Aura Farming. But Jay coming in, getting rid of the anchor of Eternity, getting rid of Plus there, has the Crab Tank at the ready. Gonna be trying to pop it on this left side, gonna try and cause a little bit of a stagger onto Eternity. Can't quite get a pick. Gonna try and look for a cheeky one in this corner. Cannot quite get it. Unfortunately, Crab Tank is over. And they're actually getting flanked by this Nautilus. Nautilus gonna try and locate them. Gonna try and get this pick. We're going to Narnia here. We're having a little bit of a chase fight here. Jay gonna try and go and flank and try and get someone off of it. But they're still alive. And they
There's no way he got a kill with that. That's actually impressive. Not gonna lie with you, that's actually very impressive.
We just need that clip with like that Roadrunner music, you know, the anyway. Eternity looking to come back in here, and Masa, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a hard one, especially with that. Never mind, Crowd Tank's dead.
Yeah, Crab Tank's dead. Never mind, it's not hard anymore. I mean, I don't know. It could still be hard. Well, they almost wanted that bomb. They almost wanted that bomb, but it seems like what we're seeing here is spontaneous paint from the side of Eternity, where they're just painting over when the special gets popped for their side, mainly when it comes to rain. But Gohan is actually doing the opposite thing, where they're popping specials in areas where they want to take that space, or areas where they're actually playing at. Atlas actually jumps out before they get stamped there. Never mind. I was gonna say not challenging the stamp, but they actually challenged it anyways. I thought they were gonna challenge the stamp earlier. Mia getting that pick on the stamper again, but Dark Daniel actually stops them from making an advance here, and now Gohan's penalty is now gonna be over with. So this means that Eternity have one more retake, and if they mess up this retake, they lose the set. They lose the game. They lose the set. Yeah, they lose the set. But Hermit actually being in the front and stopping the team from pushing it, and that's going to be game one of this set between Gohan and Eternity.
Yeah, Gohan managing to take game number one there. Very good game there from Gohan Orifarm, and they kind of like, as soon as they got control of it well, and Eternity, like we saw the pathway set, had to go for some Hail Mary plays, and they kind of worked out, and they actually did manage to have a pretty good hold once they actually did get the zone, but I don't believe that Nautilus was the pick for Eternity. I think it was a little bit of a cockiness coming out from Eternity, thinking they could win with or without their main weapons, but I think we're going to be going back to that Slosher S-Blast from Ammo, so... Game number 2. This is best of 3, as is loser's side. Game number 2 going to be on Splat Zone's Umami Ruins. And I think this map would definitely be in Eternity's favor if Ammo opts to go with that S-Blast. Reason being is that S-Blast is pretty good with that top mid. Like, on opening, you can run through top mid, and I think you can pretty much get like 1 or 2 picks if the other team isn't paying attention. Obviously, if the other team is paying attention, it'll be a little bit harder. But I feel like Gohan Aura Farming wasn't ready for the aggro-ness Eternity had. And Eternity kind of just didn't play off of their aggro-ness. And every single time they did, and they played off of it well, they kind of just lost their fights. So Eternity needs to win these fights here. We're actually going to be seeing Frozen Pro, and I don't see what the other weapon is. Frozen Pro and 52 Gal. Eternity kind of just experimenting here on loser's side.
52 Gal. Actually, what's your opinion on this? Because I think swapping up the whole comp besides the pen and the wiper, I mean, I could see why, but at the same time, I don't see why.
I feel like this is kind of like an experimentation side for Eternity, right? Like, Eternity's a brand new forming team. They want to see what works and what doesn't. And I think this is one of their plays. Like, they're gonna try and see if this works. Doing this in a tournament, though, however, is a little bit risky, in my opinion. And that risk is definitely not paying off, as they unfortunately did lose opening after 60 seconds here. So, opening definitely going to Gohan Aura Farming, and it looks to be that we're down again in numbers. Eternity popping that wheel. Gonna try and play off of it here. They're taking a lot of attention to this bot on the left side, and that attention seeker is now gone. Mia popping that ultra stamp. As you mentioned before, Mia's ultra stamps have been game turning, but unfortunately though for them, that one did not really turn the tides. Ammo running into that pencil, just surviving in that wall. Missile's gonna be coming out to try and assist that. Unfortunately cannot assist that quite yet, as they do unfortunately go down. That is one down on the side of Eternity, maybe two. Never mind, Ryu does manage to get a pick before they go down, but that is a very big stagger on Eternity. They need to do something quick.
Really, really bad, because now Will has been popped. They have like no real I mean, like, they have close range weapons. I feel like they could easily go in and just take a fight, but they're just like, they can't do anything here. It's like the positions that Gohan Aura Farming is actually taking is very, very that doesn't matter. I was like, wait, hold up. Yeah. I was like, that hammer kill? And then it was like, nah. I was like, nah.
The thing is, right, is that Umami Ruins is kind of a lockout map, like Barnacle done. right? Because top mid kind of just looks over everything, and once you get top mid, it's kind of hard to retake because, like I said, it looks over everything. And Gohan Aura Farming kind of got top mid. It kind of just held, excuse me, kind of just held on to that for the rest of the time. So, but we will be following them for our next set. Eternity, unfortunately, did get taken out. Cinderella's story does end here. But Gohan Aura Farming is going to be going to the ball next set. We are going to be going into losers bracket semifinals as we're going to be seeing them versus Parasol. You don't want to miss a single thing. We'll be right back. Masa, please don't get the last word.
I'm right here.
I'm leading. Hi guys, welcome back. We're seeing Parasol versus Gohan Aura Farming, and the game's already starting. Let's go. Ink Brush Tentarella, 96 CL Deco. This is a rematch from the other set, and Parasol 1 and 3-0. Okay, hi, I'm still at Zio, and I'm still joined by Masa. Let's go.
Hello. Set ready me start. Ink burst neutral, yada yada. Get no kills. Get no kills. But yeah, this is actually a match that happened earlier in the set. Parasol versus Gohan or Farmers. This was actually before I think Parasol went to go fight on the other team, and actually let's see if Gohan actually adapted from they fought against them and actually took into notes of the consideration when fighting him. Oh, that Booyah was actually perfect.
Yeah, Trizuka gonna be popped here from Parasol alongside that Kraken. Gonna try and get some picks off of it here. Does get one onto that splash, forcing another one to jump out here. Cooler gonna be popped from CJ. Gonna try and push in off of this here alongside that shield from Goose. Unfortunately, Goose does get taken out though. And it looks to be that Gohan Aura Farming, once again, like we saw in this previous set, is holding this top mid and is holding it very well here. Craptank gonna be popped onto this left side. Jay gonna try and get a pick onto the members of Parasol. Cannot unfortunately do that. Trizuka gonna be popped, gonna try and find something, can't find anything, and two go down from Parasol here. Gohan Aura Farming, really Aura Farming here.
Exactly, and it seems like they're taking advantage points very, very, very quickly here, not giving Parasol a single time to breathe, as they are playing 96 intent, a comp that's kind of slow, I want to say. But hey, here we go, Kraken from Bounce, who's going to be cracking in the right side. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very jump in and then almost shoot the Kraken out of the jump in to save her. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Will Parasol be able to cap here? Let's see. Oh, that was the biggest no you I've ever seen. Just throw a bomb at the crab and still die. But let's see. The Zuka is going to get any value? No. Oh, die with the Zuka. Oh, no. It's not looking good.
Parasol actually finding themselves in a position that they were not previously in. They're down 1. And this is the best of 3 set. There's no room for error. Once you lose one game, the next 2, you have to win or you're out. Parasol got not 100 owed, but it kind of felt like it. When Parasol had the zone, it wasn't for long. Gohan and Aura Farmers really got control and took control and kept that control on Umami Ruins. And that is it looks to be that it's Gohan Aura Farming's map, because they confidently won that against Parasol. And in the previous set, we saw they confidently won that against Eternity. But we're going to be going into Hagglefish Market next. And are going to buy anything from the market, Masa?
Stage no, I'm joking. I think this stage is good for both sides. More so the simple fact of the 96 and the 10, and you have the brush and you have everything else. Like, I think like for both teams, this is actually a good stage for both of them. The only thing that's really going to be interesting is having that 10 and that 96 into a more aggressive mobile comp. Because like I feel like when you're running a comp like that versus a very aggressive mobile comp, it's that pace.
Yeah, and Hagglefish Market, I think, is like one of those maps that you really need to have your wits about you, right? Because both flanks are very, very quick and can happen at any time. So you need to make sure you're watching these sides, because you could have a 96 and a 10 flank on either side, and both of them have a shield you have to tear through before you can actually get to the player. And as I'm saying that, there is a flank on this right side, but from a Stamper instead. And Wiper is actually going to... Sorry, Wiper, not Stamper. Wiper going to be a pick for Parasol, and Tactical are going to be popped from Parasol. They're going to go in off of this as they get to. That's 2 down on the side of Gohan Aura Farming. Going to try and get this shield up. Going to try and pop that Trizuka. Does get that pick onto Jay. Can they get a second? Looking for one. There it is. Another one on to Dark Daniel. Very good kill there from Goose on that Tentarella. And they're going to be trying to push up a little bit further. Going to play a little bit greedy and do get that pick onto Hermit. The greed is working out well.
Seeing the advantage go to Parasol side, and this is actually good for them. This is actually very, very good for them, as a Booyah Bomb comes up and kills the Wiper. I thought Hammer was popped. I thought Hammer was popped and we were going forward with it. I guess not. It seems like this is time for Gohan to actually be contesting space. They can actually get zone right here if they're able to, but Hermit actually dies in zone while trying to paint. That is very, very unfortunate. Atlas is over here playing safe as he cannot peek this, but they actually get zone here, which is very, 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 very nice here. Weber going in, but decides to jump out. Decides not to take that risk, which I think is smart, honestly. You don't want to take that really gigantic risk. That's a trade. That's a trade.
Yeah, trade there coming out from both sides, obviously, because it's a trade. Trizuka gonna be popped as well from Goose. Gonna try and play off of it here. Goose cannot quite get it. Trizuka went through, but Lemon coming in from the side, gonna clean that up here. It's just Atlas in this bottom right corner, gonna be forced to jump back into spawn here. Has the Booyah Bomb at the ready. They're already back and get a pick on the bounce. That's a crucial pick here. Booyah Bomb and Crab Tank gonna be popped onto that zone. They get another pick with that Booyah Bomb. Gonna be playing aggro with this. They're trying to get rid of these players on that right side. But Lemon on this left side is gonna come in and assist from an off angle. Unfortunately, does get taken out though. And this is Gohan Royal Farming's chance to get the lead.
And now, I feel like Gohan is gonna repeat what they did last game, where they're gonna. Oh, never mind. They all died. I thought they were gonna repeat what they did last. Never mind. Never mind. No, hold up. Don't count me out yet. Don't count me out yet. Hold up.
Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse. Yeah, they were like, hold up. Let me just like shut that shit down real quick. We have Jay actually getting a crab, which is actually this crab is actually really good to nice to get. But are they gonna be able to get out in time? Oh, very, very, very close. Wait, hold up. I think. They almost died for that. They actually almost died for that jump in. Like for that one split second, the tent was shooting them, and they missed by a pixel. Because Bubbles killed them.
Yeah, I think the thing we've been seeing more and more from these higher level teams is jumping into players instead of jumping back into spawn. And sometimes, most of the time it does work out if you pick the right player. Jay, unfortunately, did not pick the right player, but their teammate came in and assisted them. So they managed to live that. So it did work out in their favor. Unfortunately, though, speaking of favors, Gohan Aura Farming is in favor right now to take the zone. Unfortunately, Atlas does get taken out from that hammer from Lemon here. Gonna try and play aggro off it. There's not much penalty actually on Gohan Aura Farming, but they're gonna get a little bit more here as Lemon does get one, and this Trizuka is gonna try and assist in that. Unfortunately, does get taken out though. Atlas on this flank here. Gonna try and get another one. Does unfortunately jump out before they get that pick, but they're flanking here, but jumping back into their teammates. Like I said, this is very prevalent, and we're going to be seeing it a lot more. Booyah Bomb gonna be popped alongside this Will, but Kraken coming in, gets the pick onto Atlas. Gonna try and get another one here, looking for it, can't find it. Hermit gonna be able to clean that. Never mind, Hermit not able to clean that up. 45 more seconds, Masa, and this is close.
This is very, very close. Oh no, they're all dying to the 96. No, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. But unfortunately, it looks like they're gonna have to take one more retake, and the whole team of Carousels up. Oh no, the hammer.
We're going to game number 3 here, folks. Yep. Hammer throw. Put a little bit of a nail in the coffin there from Parasol. Parasol is awake now. They're locked in. We're going to game 3.
I feel like one thing that was missing is that I didn't see Hermit flank, like, really at all. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I kind of felt that too, but I also feel like it was just, in general, Gohan Aura Farming wasn't really making use of the flanks. Like, before the game started, I mentioned that the flanks are very good here. They just kind of didn't do that. Yeah?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I agree, yeah. Anyway, game 3. We're going to Splat Zones, of course, as always. Splat Zones, Barnacle, and Dime. So, this is going to be either a lockout or a very back and forth game. Which one do you predict in Masa?
I'm going to expect either a lockout game on the side of Gohan, or I'm going to expect a back and forth game. I thought it could be a back and forth game, to be honest. They just have to be very, very careful.
Stop being indecisive. Pick one. Is it going to be a lockout, or is it going to be a back and forth game?
I'll say back and forth.
Okay, so that means I'm taking the lockout game. So whoever wins, $2. Shake on it. No, okay.
No, shake on it.
Yeah, shake on it.
Unless you're buying me a meal. Actually, I don't want what you're selling.
You don't want French toast with ketchup?
Nope.
Damn. Anyway, game three, looking to have pretty much the same comps from both sides. Parasol opted to go with that it's kind of like a Moonlight comp, but with their own twist to it. They have a wiper instead of a decav, so pretty similar, but it's kind of the same concept. And Hermit opted to not go for that full flank on that left side. As you mentioned, Hermit not really going for these flanks, but Lemon making use of that flank, unfortunately has to jump out though, and Gohan Aura Farming looking to start a lockout in their own favor here as one does go down. Bounce forced to pop that Kraken, but Kraken is an invincible special, so they are going to manage to live through that as 3 go down on the side of Parasol.
There's a jump there. It's probably dead. Nah, yeah, there's unfortunately a jump there. I think here, what Gohan needs to do is that they just need to be very wary of Kraken when it gets popped, because I feel like whenever Kraken gets popped, it's like the value of it really determines on if you're gonna be like just constantly moving around it or you're going to just like die into it. But unfortunately, the pen goes down to the Zuka, and the wiper also goes down on the side of Parasol. Sniper gets a pick here. Oh wait, no, it's the it looked like the Sniper got the pick there, but it was actually the Crab. Gohan can actually retake this right here. They actually have a good enough, but they unfortunately not, as their main painter is actually dead. Hermit is gonna go down on the right side, and the wiper is through mid.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a swinging pendulum here, a little bit back and forth action here, so it looks to be that you have won the bet, but Booyah going to be popped onto that Tinted Umbrella shield, does get that pick onto Lemon, gonna try and play a little bit aggro off of that. Actually, the Booyah didn't even get the kill, it was an auto bomb on the shield, but they're gonna play aggro off of this. They only have a small penalty. Atlas gonna try and get that pick, forcing them to jump back out here. Game 3, very intense. Both teams definitely don't want to lose. There's a lot on the line here. And Gohan Aura Farming looks to be that they're going to attempt to take lead, and there it is. Lead going to Gohan Aura Farming. Kraken gonna be popped from Parasol. They need to go in with this, and they need to do it quick. And that Ultra Step gets taken out.
That hammer actually jump scared me because I didn't know that was actually right there. I saw something move out. Is that the hammer? And I was like, nah, that can't be the hammer, right? And then he just popped. Never mind. Oh, Hermit's actually deep in. Hermit's actually deep in, not giving a care in the world. Actually living that entire thing. Literally doing what Brush does best. Being able to live in situations that some other weapons actually can't live in. Now, Gohan actually could win this game right here. Actually, they do. They do in fact win this game.
Gohan Aura farming their way to game number 3 victory here. And that one was, once they got their control, it was a snowball, right? Like, It was a lockout. It was a snowball once they got there. So I don't think any of us won. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't think anyone won. I think we both keep our $2. We follow Gohan Aura farming once again into a losers bracket finals for a best of 5 versus Yay Pellets. I'm just gonna say Yay. Yay Pellets actually did beat Parasol in a game 5, so where Parasol did beat Gohan Aura Farming. So we'll see how that dynamic works out. We'll be right back with a best of 5 set of losers bracket finals. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Exactly. Don't go anywhere.
Hi guys, we're back. And by we, I mean I, because Boss has left me once again. We're here with Crobattle number 13? Yes, 13. I always forget the number. It is Crobattle number 13. Moss is back now.
Hi
Moss, say
guys.
hi.
Hi.
Hi. We're gonna be seeing Gohan Aura Farming versus Yay.
Hermit win, please. Anyway, what do you think of what this matchup is going to be like?
I think it's gonna be very back and forth. I think Yay is going to play a very aggressive chip heavy game, and I think Gohan is not going to be able to know how to play against that and get very, very overwhelmed. I think
agree.
that's what's going to happen. You're way for okay. But I think that Gohan kind of has their momentum. They've been playing the game, right? Like they're making their losers run. They've been playing the game since, let's see here. Losers round 1? Losers round 3. Sorry. They've been playing they've been playing since losers round 3. So they kind of like they've been playing a lot of games. They've been playing a lot of sets. This is they're in losers round 7 now technically because of losers bracket finals. So they've been playing the game. They're warmed up. Yay has been waiting quite a bit for their set. So I think Yay kind of needs to get a game or two in before they can kind of get ready into it. But we're going into losers bracket finals, best of 5 with counter picks. Masa, we're starting on Umami Ruins. What do you think about this map mode? We've been seeing it a lot.
Amazing. Not for amazing in the sense of like, I think it's like every team benefits from this map. It doesn't matter what team comp you're kind of running. It benefits for everyone's map. I mean, unless your comp is like some really awkward shit, and I don't think it's gonna be awkward. But I think like a lot of people love this map, and I know, and we see why because it's actually a really good zones map. Well, you play pencil.
Like it.
You play pencil anyway.
That's true.
In game 1.
Yeah, game 1, we're gonna be seeing Edit Splatling coming out from Yay and Pencil coming out back from Gohan Aura Farming. We're gonna be seeing as well the Sticker Stamper coming out from Yay. Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Opening going into Gohan Aura Farming's favor though, even though with showing our support for Yay, I guess.
Fucking. Bro. I can mess that up. Anyway, beginning is strong for the. Oh wow, the beginning is very, very strong for Gohan. I can't even say their name now, thanks to you. The Gohan's actually pretty advantageous right now. Like at the beginning of the game, they took their aggressive maneuver and instantly started to just like push off of that momentum. Hermit here playing a very strong position here for Brush, while the rest of the team is also playing in their proper positions. 2 go down on the side of Pellets, but 1 goes down on the side of Gohan, and that's not actually bad for them.
Yeah, Gohan kind of in their position like they were against Eternity. They get the picks, they get the pressure. As soon as that voice crack, they're holding top mid, and they're playing off of it here. They're playing off of it well. They're going to be trying to hold on to area, but 2 go down. It looks to be that Yay is going to be able to get back in here. Crab Tank going to be popped as well. Going to try and get that pick onto the pencil, extend their push a little bit farther here. We're going to see people coming in with that Crab Tank push. Managing to get 2. Very good double there from Drag. And it allows Yay to be able to get onto that dome.
Exactly. Now, we're going to see here that... maybe Pellet. Oh, never mind. One of them went down. I was gonna say that the whole team is just gonna try and hold that whole dome area, but Brush and Carbon both go ban for ban over here, and then we see another pick. It seems like both teams are kind of just fighting each other at this point. The 2 go down on the side of Pellets. 1 jumps in, which being the Carbon. Hopefully, he gets a pick though. Carbon. That we just called that the Carbon moment, the special Carbon moment.
Yeah,
Carbon actually getting another one.
Yeah, Carbon putting on a masterclass right now, getting a lot of picks, getting a lot of use of the paint that they are very limited on, actually. Booyah Bomb gonna be popped from Gohan Aura Farming. It's kind of like both teams have a big push, right? Like Gohan Aura Farming gets one big push, and then Ye got back in and got a big push. And now it looks to be that Gohan is gonna have a little bit shorter of a push, but a pretty big one nonetheless. And Ye is gonna attempt to try and get back in here, trade on this left side here, and it looks to be that Ye has finally gotten back in, but Hermit's still alive and being a little bit of a nuisance. Forced to back up here, but the attention was too much, and Dark Daniel able to capitalize off of it and get a pick, and 2 are down now.
I think here, like, the thing that makes such like these exciting is that both teams are both like, when they are getting their advantage, they really take their advantage. Like we see Bubbles here taking this dome, the whole team is now in their plat, and now they have to be forced to move out. Hertman goes down, but it doesn't matter because they're still trying to hold this space. Stamper's actually deciding to challenge the pencil, but doesn't actually get any. Oh my god. He actually got 2 picks with that. 2 picks. But now, this is looking bad for the side of Palace because not only do we have 2 or 3 members going down, we also have the last person going down. And I think that's comfortable to say is GG.
Yeah, Gohan Aura Farming had Bubbles Aura Farming on Ye, right? But it is the counter pick time. Ye has their own map pick, but I think this is kind of what we expect. And at least what I expect. I expected Gohan Aura Farming to do good. This is the map mode that they've been very, very comfortable on and have been taking a lot of games on and have been taking a lot of pressure. And that coming right out off the gate could be a blessing or a curse. It could be a blessing to where they start off in a good position, or a curse to where they can't counterpick it later down the line. We'll see if it haunts them or makes them not want. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna try and say something very cool and like dramatic, and I couldn't think of anything. My brain blanked.
Your brain blanked?
Yeah, I was trying to find some fancy words in the back of my reservoir, but I could not quite do that. So that was a fancy word. Ooh. Anyway, counterpick for Ye, and like we said, they kind of have these unorthodox, kind of like map modes with Humpback Pump Track and Undertow Spillway. So I'm assuming we're gonna see those. And when Ye picked Undertow versus Pathway, they did good, so I'm expecting to see them pick that. Never mind, I lied. We're going to Humpback, the other one. Moss is dead again. Okay, that's lovely. Yeah, Humpback.
I was trying to find words.
Oh, my bad. We're going to Humpback, Moss. So what do you think about Humpback?
Map is mid. I don't care what anyone says.
Even for Splat Zones? Even for Rainmaker?
Yes.
That's surprising because it's one
the
of the
only reason why you like Humpback is 2 things. You're either a bucket player or you're a roller player.
And guess what? Ye has. Not gay. Ye. Guess what? Ye has.
Roller players deserve less. In this household, they deserve less. Anyway.
That's just not true. We're lying on cast.
No, we're not. Anyway. Humpback Pump Track. Mid track. Humpback mid track. That's what this is. But starting off here, we have. Are we gonna see like an early like exchange like we did last game, or are we gonna see something that's more wait and punish type play stuff? Because it seems like Hermit is just like saying like, okay, you know, I don't care.
Yeah, they're playing fast. And I think that's kind of what Gohan Aura Farming kind of needed. They kind of adapted in their previous sets. They've been playing way more aggro. We've been seeing in these games that they've been like slowly getting more and more fast. But it looks to me that they started playing a little too fast and actually fed in with no paint around them here. We have Bomb gonna be popped there. There's actually a shark on this right side from Hermit. But they found Hermit. Hermit gonna try and get a trade on the way out, or just live in general. Popping Wavebreaker, probably that whale. Hold on to a little bit more space here. It actually lived and stopped a lot of time. But these tri-strikes putting Hermit in a really bad position. How
do you live that? How do you live that? That's crazy.
Unfortunately, though, 3 do go down on the side of Gohan here, and we're already halfway through, and Yay is in a very good position, Evoker.
And the Zuka coming out from drag and choosing to jump out, which is a very interesting choice, honestly. I'm surprised they didn't just hold that space. Huh. I wonder if that was because of the fact that they knew that they couldn't really do anything much there. Alice actually getting the pick on the carbon, which is actually very, very useful for his team to get back in and to play the video game. Unfortunately, Jay is going to go down here on the right side on the Stamper, but Hermit's there to clean up the kill that they couldn't get. Hermit over here taking a really risky 2v1.
Yeah, Hermit unfortunately does go down there. Carbon Ruler in the mid area, gonna play off of these tri-strikes. Gonna go try and get that pick onto Dark Daniel. Cannot quite do it. Dark Daniel managing to clean that up there. Very good kill there from the pencil on the side of Gohan. Aura farming. Aura farming gonna be happening on this right side. Never mind, they're fucking dead.
Never mind, they're dead. Where's the Booyah Tech? We haven't seen that. Actually, that's one thing we haven't seen in this tournament. Real Booyah Techs. No one's really Booyah Teching.
Yeah, but looks to be that Ye actually managed to cap the zone before it was too late, or able to hold on to their lead a little bit longer, putting a 47-second penalty on to Gohan. Aura farming. Crabtech gonna be popped as 2 go down in the same breath. 2 down on the side of Ye. Gonna try and make it a third. Can't make it a third. Jumped out though, so they are back into that spawn area. Never mind, they jumped into their teammate. They're popping Shizuka as well. A little bit of a 1v1 going on in this left side. Both players dancing and dancing around. Unfortunately, though, for both teams, that they are both backing up. Chartrix going to be popped here. 2 are down, though, on the side of Yay here. Gohan Aura farming. Going to be able to take lead, most likely, and there it is. Booyah Bomb going to get canceled as well. They're not actually able to throw the Booyah Bomb before it's too late here. They are on this left side. Does get taken out, though. There's only 10 more seconds left. They need to do something. They need to do it quick, but they get taken out. Bubbles getting that kill, and it looks to be that Yay Palids can't do it. Gohan Aura farming, taking game number 2, very, very, not confidently, but pretty decisively.
They actually did very, very good on the holds. Like, if you notice, like, their holds were very strong, actually. And they weren't afraid to take space when they needed to. And it felt like more so, like, even though we said this map was favored for, like, you know, Carbon and stuff like that, it felt like it was more so favored for Team Gohan, because Team Gohan actually, like, knew, like, okay, we need to play this certain style against this. We need to play against it. We need to play this certain style against this roller, and if we don't, we're gonna get cooked.
Yeah, we need to figure out what we're doing wrong if we are Yay. I feel like what we're doing wrong is that we need to kind of paint around, right? Like we need to have paint for our roller. Our whole gimmick is a carbon roller. We need to apply paint for this. We need to play chip. We need to go back to triple burst bomb. Triple burst bomb chip is so overwhelming, and I feel like that can so overwhelm Gohan Aura farming, especially Brush, because it has a large area of effect once it lands, right? Like it'll paint over a lot of Hermit's feet if they're trying to swipe back and forth and create a masterpiece, or it can do a lot of damage if a lot of them come up onto them. Yay needs to adapt, and I think the adapt they need to do is go back to their bread and butter with that triple burst bomb.
I agree.
They're also getting a counter pick, and that is going to be a Mahi Resort.
That's actually very nice for them.
Yes, this is definitely going to be a good map and mode for Gohan, or not Gohan, or farming Yapalid, because it's so tiny. So the chip is going to do a lot of damage, and the one time we did see the triple burst bomb comp, it was on this map and mode against Pathway. So I'm expecting to see it again, and once they see success in it, if at all, they'll hopefully keep it going.
I agree. I think one thing though is that we've seen from Gohan is that it doesn't feel like they're afraid of like playing around that, like the whole fact of like we're playing against a carbon. It's more the fact that they know they're playing against a carbon, so their whole goal is that when we kill the carbon, we just rush the other team. But they're actually going back to their triple burst comp, like you said that they should, which now we'll see if they have an easier time with. Let's see if they actually do have one. Never mind. They just went down. They just went down.
Unfortunately for them, triple burst bomb does not give them plot armor. But Crab Tank gonna be popped here. This crustacean doing a lot of damage into the backlines of Gohan Aura farming. Never mind, they're the only one alive as 3 are down on the side of Yay. Gonna be trying to play aggro off of it. A little bit of a trade there. Dark Daniel cleaning that up pretty nicely there. Pencil doing quite a bit of damage, raiding on the opponent's side. The water level going to be dropped here. Gonna try and get some paint onto the side, allowing them to get more and more specials. Okay. The thing is with Mahi Mahi is whatever team drops the water has an advantage for the rest of the time, and it makes it hard because you get to paint.
Where did that come from?
Where? Huh?
Wait, where did that come from?
Okay, we're gonna need a replay from B here. I'm gonna have to ask B for the replay code after this, because what the actual hell happened there? Where did B come from?
My guess is that they dropped right, but like on a really small puddle. That's my only real guess. Here we have the zip. Is it actually gonna get any value? It doesn't look like it's gonna get any value. It's just here to really stall time. But unfortunately, I think we're gonna see it get killed over here. Unfortunately, by the pen. And now, Gohan can actually now swiftly move in and not worry about having to, you know, not die into any enemy territory. We see Hermit here take on that kill on the splash, which is actually very good. Hermit finds, I think, 3, funny enough. And now it's just left is the Carbon. The Carbon actually being the one left on the right side of the map, swimming around. Let's see if they actually know that he's there. They're looking for him. They're looking for him. Oh, they actually know he's here. Oh, that's gonna be a waste of time. But ooh, he actually gets a kill.
Drake played that way too hasty. They had a lot of space. They had a lot of time. They could have waited. They had to play. They didn't have to play as quick. And now Gohan Aura farming is making light out of this mistake from Ye. There is no penalty left. There's only 20 seconds. They have Crab Tank up in a very good position. And the other Crab Tank gets immediately shredded. Will gonna be popped as well alongside that Booyah Bomb. They have to do something quick. They're gonna for it, and they can't allows them to do so. They get the cap. Tactical is at the ready though for Dark Daniel, and they are going to be popping it, but no one's going to be able to actually get it as 3 go down on the side of Gohan Aura farming, and Ye Paliz has another chance.
That was very last minute thing that they had to do, because if they did not do that, they weren't capping zone at all.
Yeah, they did not really have a chance there unless they got those 2 picks, and it worked out in their favor. There we go, a Booyah Tech coming out from Echo on the side of Ye Palid. You said you've been wanting it, and there you go. You got your treat.
The one Booyah Tech. The one Booyah Tech. It's not. Yeah. But
see,
going back in advantage.
Yeah, we're seeing some bazooka on crustacean kind of destruction. I couldn't find the word, but destruction. And it looks to be that 2 go down on the side of Gohan Aura farming here. Drag does get that pick and jumping back. Very good jump out there from Drag. They did not really have much paint around them, so that jump out did allow them to get back into an area they had. Carbon low sharking in paint, and that paint is very vital. And they need to be painting sides. They don't have any paint on this left side. They need to get paint. They need to allow Drag to do something. They need to do something here. Booyah Bomb gonna be popped onto the side of Ye Palid here alongside that Crab Tank from Gohan Aura farming. Gonna be doing some crab on crab action. Unfortunately though for Gohan Aura farming, their crab duel is not gonna be working out in their favor. They have 45 seconds, Masa, and they need to do something, and they need to do it now.
Yeah, this is very last thing. This is like the last 1 minute of the game. They have to play this very carefully. Either that, or they have to play in a way where they're going to be able to actually get the advantage from Gohan Aura farming. And Gohan Aura farming only needs like 11 more seconds on the penalty to actually finish off close in this game. 2 go down, and it seems like this is looking like, oh wait, they proved me wrong. It's not the set. It's not the set. Hermit here fighting off the crab actually manages to break and destroy the crab. Now we have to see if they can actually do something with it. They get 2 picks again, and Drag is able to cap that zone. Unfortunately, it does go down, but it looks like Gohan Aura farming is just won. they just won. That was just actually very good from the side of Gohan Aura Farming because they even though they went 2 down, they still held that space and contested that area. They did not want to give up that area at all.
Yeah, very, very well played there from Gohan Aura Farming, and that is going to be a pretty clean 3-0 sweep there for the side of Gohan Aura Farming, and we're going to be seeing them play against the 3-time title winners of Crobattle Pathway next in Grand Finals. You guys don't want to miss it. Will we see the four-peat, or will we see the upset of a century? We will be right back.
Here we are, grand finals of Crobattle Royale 13 edition. We have Pathway, the undefeated in terms of set count, not in terms of game count, because that we haven't seen that yet. But we have on the loser side Goron Ore Farmers, who have made a gigantic losers run from when they actually got knocked into losers the first time, which being that they actually lost to C2, climbing all the way back up into getting to grand finals, which now they're fighting against Pathway, Seed 1 versus Seed 7. I'm here obviously with Ezio, who's still here and tired.
I'm not tired. I'm hyped. Let's go. It's going to be Crobattle, the 13th edition. We have the 3-time Crobattle winners of Pathway versus Gohan Aura Farming on Umami Ruins.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about this matchup? What do you think you were going to expect?
I'm expecting Pathway to take, not Pathway, Gohan Aura Farming to take a very early lead and hold on to it pretty well, because this is their map MO. This is their bread and butter. They know what they're doing on this map mode. Pathway, however, it's late at night for them. They're EU. They want this to be over with.
Only 2 of them are not EU.
Sorry, 2 of them are EU. They want this to be over with, so they're gonna try their darndest to kind of try to sweep it so they can get it done and over with. But also at the same time, like, that could be a detriment for them. They could make risky plays because they want to win quicker, or they could just be sleep deprived and don't play good. Anyway, Umami Ruins, Grand Finals, game number 1, Pathway 3-time Crobattle winner, and Gohan Aura Farming. No accolades, but they're here.
Here we see kind of like, I would say the only 2 similar weapons here is the sticker stamper and the brush, and the Atlas actually goes down on the side of Gohan Aura Farmer. Same thing with Hermit also going down at the same time, and the style. Oh wow, they're actually, oh my god, they're actually playing really aggressive here, not giving a care in the world about anything really.
Yeah, this is kind of the direction the West has been trying to go towards. They're trying to go for a more aggro playstyle, but it looks to be that Pathway was playing too aggro. It unfortunately does go 2 down here, but Miner on this right side, cleaning things up, getting a triple there. Very good triple there from Miner. Miner gonna be trying to get another one onto Atlas, trying to clean up and get the 4th. Unfortunately, cannot quite do that. Atlas kind of just living here. Unfortunately, though, for Gohan Aura Farming, they're 1 down once again, but they do have that Booyah Bomb at the ready. They are popping it a little bit further back so they can try and force them forward. Unfortunately, though, they cannot get much value off of it. Tri-Strikes also going to be popped here from Pathway. Pathway does get that pick onto Hermit once again. It is just Atlas alive in the front lines. Does get 1. Tries to get a second. Can't get a second. There's only 10 more ticks remaining onto the zone. Hermit has to do something now. Can't do something. Never mind. They traded with Zekrom. That's their anchor, but it's too late. Pathway taking a good game number 1 counter pick from Gohan Aura Farming coming up.
One time that Gohan Aura Farmer actually lost this map, and it's against Pathway. Pretty interesting, honestly.
Yeah, like I said, they played aggro. They wanted it to be done quickly. And I think they did have a little bit of a slip up though halfway through playing aggro. Miner managed to able to clutch up and get that triple, but that could have been bad for Pathway. They messed up. They played too aggro. They forgot their fundamentals. And they went 2 down. But Miner, like I said, clutched up and managed to get the triple, keeping it in their favor. And we're going to be going into game number 2 on Barnacle and Dime.
What do you expect from this match exactly when it comes to both teams?
Low key, kind of just expecting the same thing that happened last game. Pathway gonna play aggro, gonna try and take a lot of aggro positions and probably mess up once or twice in between. Playing 2 aggro or playing 2 front. And Gohan or Farming gonna take advantage of that, but Miner, someone is gonna clutch up and it just not allow that to happen. That's my prediction. Or it could be a very back and forth game because it is Gohan Aura Farming's counter pick, right? So we never know until we actually see it happen.
Yeah, you never know what happens, honestly. This
Well, you
this
do
is
know it
Splatoon.
happens
Anything
later.
can happen.
Yeah. This is Splatoon. We are Splatoon. Sorry, that was
No,
cringy.
no.
No?
Mods ban this motherfucker.
Okay,
Mods.
give me up, cast. Masa, you can do this by yourself. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm back.
You do realize nothing happened.
Oh. I thought you'd miss me in that time I was gone.
No.
Oh.
We didn't say anything after you left.
Weed, you're the only other commentator here, so you don't know how to speak without me? That's so nice. You
Not more
don't know
so the
what to
fact
say
that
without
our
me?
the person's hosting the tournament in here as well. So when I say we, I mean me and Mello, not you.
It's so nice that you don't say anything when I'm not here. It's like I'm
Maybe.
a good person to you.
What's up?
What?
Just saying hi. Hey
Oh, hi,
guys.
Mello.
Hi chat.
Hi, Mello. We're getting into game. Oh. Bye, Mello. We're getting into game number 3 here very, very shortly. I don't know why I said it like that. Game 3, game 2. God damn. Okay, a Barnacle and Dime Splat Zones. Pathway up 1-0 here in the series. Gohan Aura Farming looking to get a first point on the board, trying to get some first blood here. Opting to go with that End Splash instead of that B Splash. We're gonna see Hermit
That's an early flank from Hermit. That's a very, very early flank for Hermit. Actually getting actually some value out of it. Making the enemy team actually have to look back and be like, oh wait, there's a brush behind us. And it looks like the side of Pathway is still gonna hold that zone, not give up that space. Zekrom just challenging the other pen. Atlas jumps in, unfortunately dies due to the jump in. And now they're one down, and Spec is now gonna take a very aggressive fight here. Pathway kind of just like, it feels like whenever Pathway gets that advantage, they don't stop. They never really stop. And if they do, it's mainly for when you're pushing in against them, or it's for something else.
like specials, and that is 2 down on the side of Pathway here due to specials. Managing to actually cap that zone, put a big penalty on the side of Pathway, putting it over their heads, but 2 go down on the side of Gohan Aura Farming, but Atlas able to clean up and get a pick here. Gonna try and get a second, does get a second, gonna try and get a third. Can we see a third? Yes, not from Atlas, but a cleanup from Hermit there. And now, Gohan Aura Farming has a chance to do what Pathway did to them in game number 1. They have a chance for this lockout. This whale coming out here from Hermit a little bit early here, but they're going to try and capitalize off of it. They cannot quite do that. Tri-Strike's going to be popped here from both sides. 6 tornadoes on the field. They're going to be trying to play off of this, but that bubbler into zone from Mondi is going to put a little bit of a dent in their plan. They're going to pop this Booyah Bomb. They're going to play off of it onto that Tactic Cooler into the entire population of Gohan Aura Farming. They're going to try and go in with this. Cannot quite get a pick here, but they do manage to get a lot of space and actually get one in the process.
That is crazy. That was actually really crazy. He actually went in, killed the Slash, which was actually the important pick, and then died. Like, he didn't care. Bro did not care. He said, I'm gonna throw my life away for this pick.
Yeah, and that's kind of what that's kind of what we've been seeing more from players nowadays, is not really giving a damn if they go down, which kind of is what's causing Pathway to be losing right now. They're gonna lose lead, and they've already lost 2 members here. Gohan Aura Farming gonna run in, does get one though from Miner. Miner once again clutching up here for the side of Pathway, popping those Tri-Strikes. Gonna try and get another. Can we see another? Yes! Pick from Miner here. There's only 13 seconds left though of zone. They need to go in now. The Miner does get another 2 picks though. Miner really playing to an MVP standard for Pathway.
And not only that, they actually were able to retake that in like the last bit of that. They almost didn't get that, but then they actually got the pick that they needed, and then they started to move in, which is actually very nice for them.
Yeah, I thought Spec fell off the map there from that little bit of latency, but they did not. Booyah Bomb gonna be popped from both sides here. 2 go down on the side of Pathway. Specs on this flank. Gonna try and get this pick to try and hold on to the zone. Cannot quite get it, but Miner comes in and helps this. Miner trying to get another one here, forces them into a bomb actually, and they do go down. That is 3 down technically on the side of Gohan Aura Farming, a little bit delayed though, and they are back fast though due to Tactic Cooler to go down again on the side of Pathway. Pathway keeps dying from these flanks, and Gohan Aura Farming really showing why this is their counter pick. But as I say that, 2 do go down on the side of Gohan Aura Farming, and Booyah Bomb's coming out, and again, Hermit is dead. Hermit needs to go from these off angles if they want a chance at actually doing something impactful for this game. And there is no more, well, there is 5 more seconds of penalty, but for now, there is no more penalty. Pathway every single second is going to matter, and it's going to be a loud second in Gohan Aura Farming's here, as Booyah Bomb's gonna be popped onto the zone, gonna try and cap off of it, and they do. Gohan Aura Farming getting 3 picks in the process as well. There's 35 seconds, Masa. They need to do something.
It looks like Pathway actually is struggling this game, which is actually why I feel like Gohan Aura Farmers like picked this map. They knew that if they picked this map, they have a much easier time actually having more space to play with and stuff like that. And not only that, they're actually doing much better on their fights, I would say. I think they're taking fights better. They're punishing a little bit quicker, which is actually what you want. But it seems like in the last 10 seconds, Pathway was able to cap zone. It's all up to both. It's all up to Gohan Aura Farming to actually try and hold this space. It looks like the Booyah Bombs may be popped out, and it seems like they are going to be able to hold that zone, and it's going to be a 1-1. Gohan taking that game.
Yeah, Gohan managing to tie the set up here against Pathway there. Very, very back and forth game, right? Like we said previously, Barnacle and Dime is either very back and forth like we just saw, or it's a complete sweep, right? And we kind of saw that with Umami Ruins, with Pathway getting a complete sweep. So I kind of expected, not gonna lie, for Pathway to do it again. Unfortunately, though, the other thing happened. It was back and forth. And Gohan Aura Farming capitalized off that and managed to win the game, tying the set. And that means Pathway is taking another counter pick, and they're bringing it straight to Robo Ramen. They know their map.
Mm-hmm. I think that... Wait, have we seen Robo this whole tournament?
No.
Wow. That's one map I'm surprised we did not see this whole entire tournament.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good map for Pathway. Because obviously it's a counter pick, so it's going to be a good one. But like, it is going to be a good one for Pathway because I think they capitalize off these snowbally maps like Umami Ruins. And Barnacle and Dime is a snowbally map, but Gohan Aura Farming kind of just turned the tides. And I wonder if Gohan Aura Farming can do that once again. And Robo Ramen here, game number 3, I can't count. Game number 3. And as well, I like to mention before we start here that Bubble can be a very big thing for Pathway in the set. We're actually seeing Respawn Punisher coming in from Zekrom as well.
Do you think that Respawn Punisher pick is actually going to be crucial in this instance, or no?
I think so, because Zekrom has been getting a lot of raw kills onto the side of Gohan Aura Farming, especially onto Hermit. And Hermit has been kind of disrupting the side of Pathway. So putting a stop to that, or at least putting a delay to the inevitable, is very, very smart. And as I say that, Minor gets 2. Gonna try and get a 3rd. Can't get a 3rd! That's crazy. It gets 4! A quad from Atlas! With that double, with that jump in. Beautiful quad.
Bro's mic is peaking like crazy. Bro's mic was peaking like crazy. Anyways, Booyah coming out and Whale at the same time. Will they be able to play off of it? Nope, but they actually did stall a good amount of time.
Yeah, these tri-strikes gonna be popped here. Gonna try and allow Hermit to go and push in. Hermit gets 1, tries to get a 2nd, can't get a 2nd, but does get cleaned up here. Gohan Aura Farming in a pretty good position. Mondi is able to get back into mid though. Do they have a bubble to play an aggro position with? They don't. They're just opting to play aggro with their main weapon. Does back up though because they realize they don't have a good positioning. But there's that bubble and there's those tri-strikes. Tornadoes onto the side of Gohan Aura Farming, forcing Hermit to drop back down into this bottom area. Whale's gonna be popped. Hermit does get 1. Gonna try and get a 2nd onto Mondi. Does get a 2nd onto Mondi. And now it's just 2 left alive. Zekrom gonna try and get that trade onto Hermit. And that is 2 people on the map. Respawn Punish.
That was crazy. We actually won that fight against the Stamper. That is actually crazy.
Yeah, very.
They're actually holding space here actually really, really well. I don't think giving up elbow was the play there, but I see why they're giving up elbow because they notice the fact that the enemy specials already and they're going to use that to clear that. Get some points in zone even though they can't hold it for that long, which should be fine for them. Atlas actually jumping in, but doesn't get any picks or anything in the fact. In fact, their whole team is now dead. Where's the Neil Splash? It's probably in zone. No, he's probably dead. He's probably in spawn.
Yeah, and now it is Pathway's turn. It's their time to respond. They have the elbow. They have the people. Never mind, they don't have the people. To go down on the side of Pathway here. It looks to me that they do get the lead flip, though. And the tri-strikes coming out from Gohan or Farming going to try and capitalize off of those and get the cap. Unfortunately, though, they aren't able. Never mind, I lied. They do get it. That is 2 down on the side of Pathway. The whole reason why they did able to get that zone, though, is because they've been getting picks. And Gohan or Farming has just been winning their fights. And as I say that, Hermit manages to win 2 of them. That's 3 down on the side of Pathway. And it looks to be that Gohan Aura Farming is going to be able to take the lead again.
You know what's actually crazy is that, like, oh, can we do a Booyah attack? No, what? Did that count?
I don't think that's a Booyah attack. I think that was just a combo.
I think that was just I don't think that counted, because if that did, then he would have instantly exploded.
Yeah, but it looks to me that Pathway is going to be able to get back into elbow. They did manage to cap it, but they've been capping back and forth a lot, so the penalty of Gohan Aura Farming is not that large, but it's the same thing for Pathway. It has been cap after cap. So these penalties are low and lower. Booyah Bomb and Tri-Strike's going to be popped here. Zekrom just going to try and paint over it alongside those Tri-Strikes here. Going to try and get a pick onto this right side because Spec unfortunately does get taken out here. Tri-Strike's going to be popped alongside that Whale. Going to try and push him into elbow here. Going to try and get this pick onto Zekrom from Hermit. But the assistance from Spec does get that pick onto Hermit. Zekrom going to try and get a pick. Cannot quite do that. There's only 10 more seconds left of penalty massa. And they need to get a pick. They need to do something.
It's actually very hard for... I feel like it's getting hard for Zekrom to really respond with anything, because it feels like every single moment he's getting pressured. Like, it feels like the reason why Pathway is struggling, I feel like, is because the fact that their pencil has to consistently keep moving. He has to consistently keep moving because he's getting threatened with the strikes and the booyahs and the whales, and it's just so much displacement. And it's very hard for any of them to really play any sort of, like, whole ground and stuff like that. So it's actually very nice that Gohan or Farming is actually doing that to make their back not only uncomfortable, but also split the team up and make them play certain positions and play their game. But here we see Pathway actually doing the reverse opposite, where they have 11 seconds left on zone. They have to basically hold the zone in order to get the actual win. It seems like Gohan or Farming is actually managing to fight back, but it doesn't seem like they're going to get the zone cap. They have 4 seconds left before the game ends, and are they going to be able to take it back? Nope. They weren't able to take it back. That last minute paint fight really sealed the deal for that. And Pathway is going to take that game and have a match point and tournament point win for this upcoming match.
Yeah, Pathway doing an amazing job there of kind of closing out the game there. It was kind of shaky, kind of back and forth. And like you said, Zekrom has been kind of on the back foot here. They keep getting specials used against them. And like you said, specials used against them. Whales, tri-strikes. But you haven't mentioned how much Hermit is barraging Pathway, especially Zekrom. Hermit is not going from behind, is just running straight head on. And sometimes it's working out. And most of the time, it isn't. But it's still forcing Pathway to look at Hermit. And I think Pathway is really struggling from this because they have 2 weapons that kind of have slow kill times. Junior's not the best weapon for a fast kill time. The reason why we don't see Junior as often is because Splash just has a better kill time and is also a support shooter. So Mondi is really figuring out the struggles of playing Splattershot Junior, but they are doing their damnedest to do what Splattershot Junior does best. And they are excelling in them. They are up 2-1 in this series. Gohan Aura Farming once again back foot counter picking time. They have the option between 4 separate maps and modes here. Masa, which one do you think we're going to be seeing?
I feel like Probably Mako, really? I think maybe Mako?
Mako? Okay. So we also
I
have
could see
Inkblot,
Mako.
Mahi, and Hagglefish as well. I think Inkblot is Pathways map that they selected beforehand. So Pathway would be the one counterpicking that and not Gohan or Farming, unless they decide to okay. They go to Mahi Mahi Resort. And if I'm Gohan or Farming, I'm thinking we need to get rid of Bubble ASAP on this map mode. Bubble can control a lot of space on this map and mode, and Mondi has a lot of them and can get them very, very quickly.
Exactly. But we're heading into potentially the last game of the set and the tournament, or maybe not. Gohan or Farmer has showed us before that they are not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah, they are not going down without a fight, and they're looking for this. They're looking for this Crobattle victory. Put an end to Pathway's reign. They have won the previous 3 Crobattles, 3 in a row. They're going for the 4-peat. They're trying to do something better than a hat trick. They're trying to go for the next magic trick, the next level up. Pathway gonna look to close out this tournament, gonna look to go for their 4th win, but Gohan or Farming wants to put a stop to that. They want to keep going. They want to get to this game 5 and eventually the bracket reset. Game number 4 here, a lot to win and a lot to lose.
Exactly. I think both these teams have really been showing us just how capable they are of just like showing up and competing at the level that they're at. We have Sharks getting popped out from the side of Gohan or Farming, not really gonna do much instead of just like covering the paint of the zone. Bubble gets popped on the left side on the left side. Hermit actually going down to the Junior. The Junior is still playing this left side of the map. Pathway is going to immediately respond by playing forward. Are we gonna see any picks? Oh, we do see one on the Neo Splash.
Yeah, it looks to be that Pathway is going to be in a pretty good position here as the water level has dropped, so they're going to be able to paint those sides for brand new specials. But speaking of specials, Tri-Strikes, Whales, Booyah Bombs, all coming out from Gohan or Farming. Going to be trying to push up off of this here, but one does go down on both sides. And here is the Tornado's response from Pathway. Going to play off of this here, but unfortunately Atlas wins the sword duel, and Atlas actually manages to through the bomb with a perfectly timed squid roll. Very well played there from Atlas. Unfortunately does get taken out though. But Pathway has a pretty big penalty to chew through before they actually start getting some points on the board, Masa.
Yep, exactly. Oh no!
Oh.
That was pretty crazy. He probably like threw that bomb like really like early. Like he threw that bomb and probably swam all the way back because like there's no way he was that far. He was that far to throw that bomb. There was no way he was that far. But
Mondi does have a lot of sub power up though, and sub power up does make the distance go farther. So they could have been back there. And like I said before, Mondi knows the strength of Junior. And Splat Bomb is one of them. And there we go, a Splat Bomb double coming in from Mondi. Speak of the devil here. Tri-Strike's gonna be popped in response. They're gonna try and get a pick off of them. Cannot quite do it. Big Bubbler as well. Another thing in the Junior's kit is going to be popped as well for Pathway. Booyah Bomb is at the ready though for Gohan or Farming. They're gonna be popping it, gonna be trying to play off of it. Hermit unfortunately does go down. 2 go down on the side of Gohan or Farming, and 1 is actually down though on the side of Pathway, but they have that cooler respawn. There's no more penalty left alive here, Masa. Every single second is going to matter.
yep. And then we see the Booyah actually getting popped out early here from Pathway. Probably trying to delay a push that's actually going to be happening. One on right side, Jay, is actually going to be trying to move in or do something. Royale and Booyah have been both popped out. Can they stall out the zone and potentially get Gohan or Farming back into the fray? No, it's not. And they have 4 more seconds in order to take the zone back. But it doesn't seem like, oh, they're still trying to fight. They're still trying to fight. There's 2 down, but it's over. It's
Pathway
over.
manages to squeak out the game number 4, taking their 4th tournament win in a row of Crobattle in game number 4. Kind of poetic in my opinion. Very well played from Pathway.
That was very. That was actually honestly a very good set. Even with the last and the first game, that was a very good set. Good stuff to both teams.
Yeah, very well played there from Pathway, but it's kind of late at night, and we've been talking about like one being tired and Pathway being tired, but I think we're both kind of tired at the same time, Masa. So I think we're gonna be calling it quits here soon. But thank you very much to every single team that has come out to support this event. We have been seeing a rise of people playing in this event, and it's just lovely to see. And thank you to Melomania, of course, for hosting this. It couldn't be done without them. And thank you to all the other lovely TOs that make this possible as well. And Masa, we made this possible too by commentating. Where can people find you?
Either on Twitter or on Twitch. You can find me more on Twitch, not Twitch, on Twitter, and you can also find me on Blue Sky if you follow me on there. I'm not telling you what the handles are because I don't remember them. I'm pretty sure my Twitter handle just pulled the evoker.
Yeah, and then you can find me on the internet because you can find me at your house in your location in approximately 10 minutes now. You can find me on the internet at Ezio_SPL on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. And for Blue Sky, I'm just Ezio SPL because Blue Sky doesn't allow the underscores. But once again, thank you guys so much for everything. And that will be the end of Crobattle, the 13th edition. Thank you very much, and have a good night, everybody.